Madness discussion, spoiler talk. We're going full spoilers. If you haven't seen it or care about spoilers, don't watch any further. We're spoiling the shit out of this movie. Don't bother. Don't care. Let's do this.
All right.
I want to ask you guys something before we go into that too. What was your theater experience like?
Oh,
let's go first. Yeah.
All right. Well, mine was fine. It was. I went to go see it at 3:20 p.m. So there wasn't like a ton of people in there. On Thursday, so it was not the most crowded. I mean, it was pretty much full, but not completely. And I got there, and there was already people in my seats, which I say seats because I saw it with my friend. And I was like, all right, well, that's annoying. And and there was like I felt bad because it was an old lady and a guy with a cane, and I said, hey, that's my seat. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, fucker.
And I was like, all right. And they were like, oh no, it's my
Mountain Dew in his hand, just with a Doritos fucking mustache.
To the point where I felt bad, so I was like, all right, I'll just sit here for now, because at that point when I got in there, it was like 2 trailers in, and there was like not that many people in, so I'm like, all right, this one I might be okay. I'll just sit here for now, and if someone comes in, I'm taking my seat back. Someone came in, took that seat. I was like, all right, well, I don't know what to tell you. They took that seat. This is my seat. I can show you my fucking ticket. You're in the wrong aisle. She thought she was an H when she was supposed to be in a different row. You know, I don't know. So no, she thought she was supposed to be in some aisle, and whatever. It doesn't matter. She was in the wrong one. Yeah. So like, I was like, guy, that's my seat. I don't give a fuck. Movie's about to start. Get up, and I didn't say that, but
I like the mostly kids, like teenagers, that think that they could capably sneak into an IMAX showing of a really big movie on a Friday night, as if that's not going to backfire, like in a group. Like, I've seen it happen multiple times, but I think this last time was No Way Home. It was an IMAX showing. There was like 3 people wanted to sit together in a nice seat. They sat together and they got moved around like twice until they're like, no, I think you guys don't belong here, so get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that was the only thing. I missed one part of the scene because we were switching seats and stuff. I missed one part. It was already like a few minutes into the movie, and I missed one part. It was like 30 seconds of Doctor Strange and his not girlfriend talking. I was like, all right, whatever. But besides that, like, it was a fine theater experience. Yeah.
David.
So I was actually talking to Chris about this a little bit before the podcast, but my theater had 3 pop-offs during it. It was completely packed, which, I mean, even I've seen a couple movies in the past couple of weeks. One was a really shitty experience, but I saw Sonic 2, really fun movie, the worst fucking theater experience I've ever had. Almost committed assault on teenagers until I realized they were teenagers.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to.
That's a side story for another time, for off podcast. But no,
I charged at them with a sickle, like
close actually. But
I don't know why you brought a sickle in.
That's why I said close. I did charge at them, but no, that's an off podcast thing.
Charge at him with a sickle. This guy's insane. This guy's loony.
I'm truly into that communism, hammer and sickle, bro. But no, anyways. So my theater was absolutely packed, which usually doesn't happen in me. We don't have the population for it. But we had a huge crowd for it, and there was 3 pop-offs. One of which made no fucking sense to me, and I talked to Chris about it right before we started recording, and I'll wait until we get to the scene to discuss, because I assume we might go like scene by scene a little bit. But there's one character that my audience popped off for. I'm like, who the fuck cared about this character?
Sonic showed up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it has to be. It's obvious who it is. It's the only character that's like, what the fuck? It's like, all these cool characters.
People like me in the chat who didn't look at or that doesn't care about spoilers are still listening. But
I didn't know anything about any spoilers. And when that character showed up, I was like, what the?
I read through the whole thing.
Okay, well. Good for you. Anyway, I didn't know, and I still was like, what the fuck? I was like, why? Why this character? Did he already go through enough embarrassment? Well, you haven't embarrassed him again. Anyway, so
so decent theater experience.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
I had a mouth breather next to me, so I mean, the whole movie I was listening to someone go.
I
can't hear it.
anything, so
I guess it was a quiet experience. It was a good experience.
I told you the new Nvidia stuff, but no, literally the whole time was just some dude like deep inhaling and exhaling the whole time.
He was really excited about that black bullshit.
Mouth breathing ASMR constantly going on throughout the whole fucking movie.
And I just
exactly like that the whole fucking movie. The whole thing at the end of the movie during the first mid-credit scene turns to me, he's like, "Hey, do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know who that is," and we'll get into that.
That's Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
I'm in this movie for him. All right, one thing before we continue, could you turn your mic down a little bit? Like,
no.
I didn't realize how loud you really were until I started recording, and the fucking audio is like insane on my XSplit right now.
All right, let me work on that 1 second.
All right, go ahead.
So you talk about yours while I update my audio.
There's not much to talk about, I guess. So for the first time ever, I decided to go see the movie at the small theater that I only watched the indie movies at.
Right.
I was like, oh, I guess I wonder if they'll have it. Sometimes they don't even have it. They didn't screen some of the bigger movies. Like Jackass wasn't even out there.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, they didn't even show Jackass. Like, let me see what
you show Jackass at all? That
no.
makes sense.
It's a Regal theater too, but let me see like what's playing there now. See.
How's this sound?
Because this thing is.
Talk more.
Yeah. All right, I am testing. So
no, you can boost yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, you're a little low now.
Well, you're also not screaming, to be fair, like you were earlier. So I don't know.
I'm French. I can't help it. All right.
That sounds good.
Like, is Sonic still streaming it or screening at a lot of movie theaters still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
my theater still had a couple screens.
Lost City streaming or not streaming, but playing at
my theater still had the Batman last week. So.
Let's see. Have you heard about Greg? Vortex.
No.
Doctor Strange. The Duke.
Oh, the Duke of Murder.
Father Stew and Everything Everywhere. The only things that are at that theater.
Okay. Did you say it was an indie theater? Because a lot of those sound like indie movies besides Doctor Strange.
Yeah, no, it's the like more independent theater.
Okay,
it's
that makes more sense.
But that was that same theater back when we recorded the movie podcast back then when we talk about indie movies and you'd be like, what the fuck? How did your theater get that? And I didn't even get that. That's the theater that shows all the indie movies.
Right.
But it was after work on Friday. I didn't want to pay the extra like $6 to go watch IMAX for Doctor Strange on Regal Unlimited. It's kind of bugging. So I was like, all right, do I drive a little bit out of the way to go to the bigger theater for the same kind of screen, or do I just go to the one that's nearby work and do that? So I went to that one, and I was like, you don't need to. They don't have assigned seating in there. So I was like, okay, so I walked in there. There's no one in the lobby. I'm like, cool, got my ticket. Walk in, just no one in the theater. And the only thing, it was like only one couple just walked in. That was it. So it was us three watching that movie. So
hell yeah,
like, yeah, that was the first
the
time
experience.
I was like, I don't know what time I had ever seen a Marvel movie on opening weekend with like almost just me. Might as well just been me.
That's fucking wild. All right,
indie theater, man.
Yeah, like no, like it's a very
nobody's going to an indie theater to watch a Marvel movie.
Yeah. They're all going to the big,
they're going to a fucking a normie
I would
theater.
think maybe if like enough theaters were full up in your area that they were just going to the indie theater.
I guess they weren't full.
To get in.
No, I think you could. There's a lot of fucking.
There's a lot of screenings.
Doctor Strange right now. Everyone's making the joke that I think. What was it? There was some Californian theater that had like 40 screenings of Doctor Strange in a day. Like it was like off by like 5 to 15 minutes max per different screening per different things.
I mean, there's really not much else out. So I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna show? Like last week nothing came out, and it was all like number one was like that fucking Bad Guys movie and stuff. So it's just like, and that was already out for a while. Like, right. So I mean, the only other movie out there is Morbius.
There was a.
I'm sure that took
yeah,
at least 40
yeah.
of the screens too.
There was a spoiler cast listened to where they're talking about that. Like, yeah, I'd walk down the theater hall to our screen, and you would just hear "Sweet Child of Mine" playing in different increments, just because everyone's going through the Thor trailer at different moments.
Right.
But yeah, so it was like dead empty, which was kind of nice, but also I definitely missed the feel of having some sort of a reaction. Not that I necessarily care too much about the reactions in this. Obviously, like I think the Endgame and the Spider-Man ones were the ones that like super noteworthy, but I definitely might want to go watch one more time this weekend just to get the ones during when you get the reveals that you do have. But they reveals weren't ultimately that much, or more just like cameos of anything versus like big things. So I don't really care too much. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. All right. So initial impressions, let's do that, and then we're gonna just dive in scene by scene and talk about it. So let's start with David. David, what do you think of the movie?
Fucking absolutely phenomenal. I actually find it to be my favorite MCU film now. Sam Raimi, fucking back at it. This felt like a fucking, aside from a few moments here and there where it's clear the script was just working against him, this felt like a fucking Sam Raimi-ass film. I watched your kind of spoiler talks about it after I saw the film, Chris, and you were right. Like this had so many echoes to like Evil Dead and Darkman that I absolutely fucking adored.
That was good. I was very happy. That was the one thing I was looking forward to. That shit would be in there.
Oh, David hurt himself.
Oh, you hurt? Oh, you hurt? You hurt yourself?
No, I just went and then I bit my thumb after.
Oh no, he came. He was coming because he was coming because of the Evil Dead stuff.
I was gonna coom.
It was the opposite. Anyway, so all that stuff was really good. I really enjoyed that. But this is your first impression, so go ahead.
But no. I was using you to echo my thoughts.
Don't use me.
I'll fucking use you all I want.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Hell yeah.
But no, fuck Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It's gonna be fucking David versus Gore. That's gonna be the next court case.
Who's shitting on whose bed?
Oh, it's definitely David's.
I'll shit in his bed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably. Giant a mega punch.
I fucking adored it. There was so many moments in this film that felt like just straight up fucking horror. That I'm like, holy fuck, this is fucking great. I also love Doctor Strange is one of my more favorite Marvel characters. I know a lot of more traditional comic book fans don't really care for Doctor Strange because he's not the traditional kind of superhero, but I've always liked this shit. And to see a lot of the deep lore of Doctor Strange on screen and to see a lot of really cool continuity nods to the comics was really awesome. Also sad that this is still the closest we'll ever get to getting fucking Shuma Gorath probably in Marvel movies. But at least it was.
I mean, something. You got him. That's pretty much who he was. They didn't even say his name, to be fair. So
no,
you could just pretend that's who that was.
Yeah, but they've already confirmed that its name is Gargantua.
Gargantua. Yeah. It doesn't matter. That's a tentacle monster in the beginning. Anybody's confused.
I hope one day we'll get Shuma Gorath proper, but either way, yeah, exactly. But no, I fucking really adore this movie. Fantastic film. There are a few nitpicks. We've already talked about the fact that despite the fact that America is the most linchpinny fucking MacGuffin of the entire that has ever MacGuffined, she has no personality and really no stakes at all in the film until the very end.
She has stakes, but they don't really matter because there's no basis off of. You just see his girl, and they're like, "I'm gonna die," and you're like,
"No," but I mean, like, she has no stakes, and like, you could have made her an inanimate object, and it wouldn't have changed anything until the very
she could have been like a totem that they're trying to keep away from the
exactly.
She could have been the book that they're trying to keep away from.
Yeah, the book of Ashanti.
Yeah.
She literally could have been the book of Ashanti.
Like, shout outs to the writer. You know, we finally got our first LGBTQ representation. We finally got our first Latino representation. What are we gonna do with it? Just make it a character that barely fucking matters in the grand scheme of things.
But that's not true, because Eternals we had a gay character and they were actually gay, like straight up. You saw
she was not our first Latino representation.
You're combining those two.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very specific, but okay. It's like, finally.
It's supposed to be like our big active not categorizing the.
Are you an Egyptian superhero? You mean like that? cringiest fucking line in that Moon Knight.
So
That's so cringy.
yeah, well, it sucks.
That's like if I was that's like if I was white and I'm like, "Are you a white superhero?" Like what? Yeah, there's plenty of it.
I get it.
I said,
need to
what?
No, I know. I'm saying no. They don't need to like say it like
you
that.
don't need to say it.
It's a moment. Like it's a genuine moment, and it's like super good that they get the representation. Like that's
okay. I'm gonna be that guy.
Being censored in China.
I'm gonna be that guy. It's not. Superheroes are stupid. They're all stupid.
Yeah.
No,
they're dumb.
We talked about weirdly to tie
and that's cool and that's great. There's an Egyptian superhero, but it doesn't matter because it's all dumb shit anyway.
Well, here's the thing. To tie it into what
it's dumb shit. It's made for popcorn cinema kind of. If Kyle was here, he'd agree with me. But
yeah, you both.
Well, yeah.
Well, Kyle's like deep intellect, so he's not here. He wouldn't show it.
Yeah.
But
no, legitimately though, to tie it back into video games for a second, we talked about this during.
We never tied it into video games ever. Why did you say that? We never tied it into video games to begin with. What do you mean tie it back into video games?
To tie it into video games,
there you go.
Because then this is a video game podcast normally. But
that's right. I forgot we're doing a video game podcast.
Yeah, one day we will. But no, to tie it in, again, we talked about this during the Grim Fandango podcast, where even if it's not inherently like important to most people, the concept of like, oh yeah, great, you have that representation there. Who fucking cares? Moving on. It still matters to someone out there. There is someone else that is.
I know it means something to somebody. I'm saying I'm saying in the overall picture it doesn't, because it's not gonna matter. Because even if that character comes back, it's just gonna be in another goofy ass.
Well, yeah, she's gonna come back because they're gonna do Young Avengers.
It's just gonna be another goofy ass fucking stupid Marvel thing, and it's just gonna be dumb.
I get the cynicism behind what you're saying. I still think it's important, and even like on my end, it'd be nice to have some sort of representation on that. It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Sure. I get the cynicism because I also know that like that was the unfortunate thing with a lot of Marvel heroes for a period where some of them really did just come off as like tokenism. Let's be honest. Ironheart is one that I feel like genuinely was just tokenism. Some characters superseded that and became phenomenal characters in their own right. Like Miles, I love.
Miles is a cool character. Edition. See, Miles is cool because they don't fucking focus on that. Like, there's not characters like, whoa, you're a black. He's like black Latino, right? Whoa, black Latino Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get that they're.
That's why I thought the line was a little. The line in Spider-Man No Way Home was a little cringy when Jamie Foxx is like, I was just hoping you were black. I was like, well, how about, would it be more progressive if they don't point that out? It's just like, there you go. There's a superhero and that's what they are. No character looks like that. It was the same thing in, what was recently? There was something else that was like that too, that they pointed out. Like, not even that, like Endgame, when the female moment happens, that is too far.
Like,
or the entirety of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but like the way you do it right in Marvel is like Infinity War, when they have that scene where like the one female enemy shows up and then like and she's about to kill somebody, and then Okoye and Black Widow shows up. Yeah. Like that's how you do it, because it was subtle enough where I'm like, oh, okay. But when Endgame's there and they're all like, there's like 20 female. Why are they there?
Female.
Why are they there?
Know each other.
Why were they just standing there? They just walk in.
Some of them don't know each other at all.
They don't know each other.
So,
what the fuck?
No, so
I would have thought that was funny if they were all female, except just like out of nowhere Thor showed up. He's just there too.
Yeah. So
he walked in.
I get what you're saying. It's very ham-fisted.
Yeah, it's very ham-fisted. And also the point I wanted to bring up is that it's cool. I get it, but I don't like when people bring it up like this is what we need when there's actual stories. Like actual movies about actual stories about people that feel real that nobody watches. Like I'm talking about like indie movies. And even like another movie that came out with multiverse shit, Everything Everywhere All at Once. People are watching it, luckily. I'm glad that movie's doing well. But that one is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to like actually it's like meaningful representation, where this is just literally, it's just she's in a suit and she does flips, and that's really it. There's not a lot of character to it, you know.
I get the heart of that, because at the end of the day, I do, and philosophically I agree. I feel like in order for true representation to come across, and again, take it with a grain of salt, straightish hit, white male, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. Fucking A. Either way. Straight white dude fucking talking on a thing, the worst of cishet scum. Anyways.
Yeah, all white people are evil. I've learned that.
Especially straight white men. We are the worst.
We're the worst. We come at the pussy evil.
You and I are the worst people.
We come at the pussy evil, just straight up.
But no, it's one of those things that, for me, philosophically, I've always held the view that in order for representation to really hit and sting, it should come from a place of where it's coming from the heart, where the intent is to show the representation and to actually portray the concept of what it's like to come from that community. But I also understand that at the end of the day, you do need that mass market appeal of, you do need, unfortunately, the more kind of tokenized characters where maybe they end up with a great writer that's willing to just go ahead and be like, I don't give a fuck about anything else. I'm just going to write a great character. Because at the end of the day, that is to me, I feel that at the end of the day, if the character is written well, that is the important part. That to me should matter most. Representation could come down to, if that is what your story is about, 100% go for that story. But beyond that, it should just be, is it a well-written character? And I know that's coming from a weird fucking place of, again, cis-het, white male, whatever. But I feel that if you're just a well-written character regardless, it shouldn't matter. But if your story is to educate on the experience, then that should be the one that should be highlighted more.
Sure. And I like Moon Knight, but it does not do that.
So, as a minority,
okay.
Yeah, as someone lower
as a minority, he could speak for the Egyptians out there.
Exactly.
There you go. That makes sense. Go ahead. Speak for the Egyptians.
The mass appeal of a character, I get the idea that there's everything, even like stuff that's like in Moon Knight right now. Super awesome that we're getting into stuff like DID, which is actually really cool.
See, now that was well done. That's the thing.
It could be. There's other movies out there that have told that better still. Now, this is the mass market side of it. Now, when it comes to whether or not it matters, quote unquote, it definitely does matter, because at the end of the day, all these Marvel movies are still top dog, and they're going to always be top dog. Therefore, it's nice to see someone representative of us.
The only reason why I say it doesn't matter is because these movies and shows get forgotten about in about a year. Not forgotten, but people aren't talking about it anymore. Where like you have like people still talk about shit like Moonlight, and that came out 6 years ago at this point,
right?
And no one's still talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't see people talk about it. People are still talking about Loki now and WandaVision only because this movie's out, and everybody's like, how are they gonna tie it in?
But it always rings back eventually. So that shit.
Not that Loki had a lot of representation, really.
When we get Captain America 4, it's gonna come back in. Obviously, it's kind of the zeitgeist of it all. But anyway, it does.
I hope they don't go too far with it, because I would again rather it just be. He's Captain America. There you go. They already did it in Falcon Winter Soldier. We don't need a racist guy like, you should be Captain America. Like, all right, we get it. It's racist people. This is a Marvel movie. Can we just have fun?
Captain America is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
But it's we have to take it with the thing that like it has to be ham-fisted sometimes, because remember the audiences range from any age that you kind of gotta be like, this is a thing, and you gotta kind of like force it out like that. It's just how it has to happen. Is it cringy at times? Sure, because it could be better written any sort of way.
Oh yeah.
But it is very important. As someone that still doesn't quite have that representation that I would like in there, it would be nice to have any sort of like difference in there, just because it does get admittedly a little exhausting seeing the same personality type constantly at the forefront. But I mean, even subtle things like Oscar Isaac motherfucking killing it. Not gonna spoil anything in Moon Knight, but obviously we know something happens eventually somewhere down the line. There's actually a really cool twist that's not part of the comics that's being brought into the show.
Oh, interesting. All right.
That is being adapted into it, which is different. And I was like, oh, that's actually really fucking cool. Gore would know it exactly. That's kind of the big talking point there.
It's like the last thing.
the last thing that happens. Yeah, and it's a twist. So I'm not spoiling it. It's a twist, but very fucking cool. But when it comes down to, at least in bringing it back all the way back to Doctor Strange, America Chavez should, like Ms. Marvel, have the she should have the pull that she was supposed to have. Like, this is kind of like one of her big things, kind of like Miles Morales. And to go back to that, I think Miles's story and his culture was best brought in with the video game, which was, it wasn't about saying, hey, it's a black Spider-Man. It's a, hey, here's everything about his culture. You're walking down the streets, you're hearing like Spanish come out, you're hearing the cool stuff. That was the fucking coolest thing about that game. I'm like, oh, that's cool shit, because I know all that stuff.
And even into Spider-Verse, just like them speaking in Spanish while he's like about to go to school or whatever, and just like little moments like that. I mean, that's a movie, so they don't have enough time to really get into like just side stuff like that. But what?
Yeah.
I was saying, even reflected in the soundtrack too. Like, it feels very much at home to what would be on his playlist.
I just the other point I'm really trying to get across is that it feels like it's just pandering, like, and when like, it's cool to have that representation, but when it's done so like, here you go, it's almost like Disney's like, oh, we got to put that in there so people could go on Twitter and say, oh my god, yes, that's pretty much it. And it's not well written, it isn't. Like, just those scenes aren't well written. Like, I'm thinking, even like Falcon and Winter Soldier, where he's like, you got to do better. He literally says that. I'm like, Jesus, all right.
Which kind of worries me that that's the writer for Captain America 4. So
I don't. These writers, they need to get like I do. All right. I'm going to tell you right here. Let me get my first impressions real quick for Doctor Strange. Just real quick. I liked it a lot, but everything I liked about it was not writing wise or story wise. Everything was filmmaking wise, Sam Raimi wise, even acting wise, action wise, visual wise. When it comes to the story is serviceable. It's fine, even though there's things that don't make sense.
Actually, the most disappointing thing you could say.
Yeah.
I think it's worse that you say it's serviceable than it is.
Because it's using the multiverse and stuff. Because and it should be twisty and shit.
Using the multiverse.
So we'll go quick impression. I'll go mine real quick. We'll go back into it because I want to talk about it.
All right, I got a pee real quick. You guys keep going.
Was the one chance you had of making the most twisted, wild, insane, nutty, what the fuck is going on? This is super cool script you could have. And they really didn't do that much with it.
You know what they should have did? They should have gave Sam Raimi the fucking script and he would have went fucking nuts with it. He would have went because he already did visually and like filmmaking wise. He would have fucking went insane with this. But no, they had to get the Loki guy because he did such a fucking great job with Loki. I remember I loved Loki. I don't get it. I don't get what was so great about that show. Like, none of it was smart. It was dumb as fuck. They ruined characters. The characters they introduced were lame as shit. The only character I liked in that entire show was Owen Wilson's character. I don't even remember his fucking name at this point.
Morbius?
No, it's not Morbius. It was was it Morbius? No, it was Mobius.
Mobius. Close.
Yeah, I wish it was Morbius. But
here's my thing.
Like, Sylvie was the lamest character, and she pissed me off.
This is my difference with it. I don't even like Loki that much. Even when he was like in Ragnarok, before that, he's not even my favorite character in Ragnarok. He's like, oh, he's a character, but I was
still
never
a good character. I
a
like
massive fan of Loki ever. So when everyone's like all this, when I found out, when I started going into all the Marvel stuff, I saw there was such a fandom for him. I'm like, fucking really?
Yeah, everybody likes Loki.
Yeah,
I liked Loki until Loki.
I
liked Loki until Loki.
Loki, the only cool thing I think I like about Loki is the fact that it introduced what Kang's gonna bring to everything.
Yeah,
I hated Kang and fucking Loki. God damn.
I like that guy's performance. It was well. To be fair, it wasn't Kang.
It wasn't Kang.
No, it was.
It was he who should not be named. Or
well, no, because that's Voldemort. They wrapped it into like that's how this universe is.
The ancient one. What the fuck was his name? No, ancient one's the bald girl from Doctor Strange.
David,
what was his fucking name? The Forever Alone guy. What the fuck?
Should not be named.
No, that's Voldemort.
It's
Mordecus. Yeah, it was Mordecus.
No, it was
the ancient one, the forbidden one, the ancient, the knowledged one, the fucking
The ancient one for
no, the ancient one was Doctor Strange.
yeah, you said bald, that's why.
Yeah, no, that's the ancient one. I said no, that's the bald girl from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck his name was. The Kang, the not Kang.
He
The whispered one. I don't know.
He Who Remains. There you go.
Yeah.
He Who Remains.
No, so David, the reason why you didn't like it, why it was overacting, which I get why, is because
I didn't mind that.
They had to make it. Well, I also didn't mind it, but they specifically did that because they have to make a stark difference when you see him again, because you're gonna see him forever. That you guys see where he's acting differently.
Maybe.
He's like, oh, it's not the same person. So they had to make it very clear.
And also,
I'm overacting now because when they see him again, he's gonna be.
I also
different.
liked it because at that point everybody else was so dull in that show that when he showed up, he's like, ooh, it was like, all right, fucking finally something.
For in Loki, yeah, he was a breath of fresh air, but and I know it's coming from the fact that, again, fan of the comics and everything. Kang did have a weird sense of humor, like especially during the Dark Avengers, he had like a very bizarre sense of humor about him. But it's still one of those things that I'm like, what a shit introduction to Kang the Conqueror. Basically,
it's not Kang.
It is though.
No,
like he outright says, "I have been called by many names, including a conqueror."
Like Bobby
it is
and
flat
Frank.
out
He didn't mean
fucking Krang the Conqueror.
Krang, titles.
Krang, yes, it is Krang.
Yeah, titles.
Anyway, let's bring it back now. So, David, what I was saying is that this could have been the most wild script of all time, but they kind of blew it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's like, yeah.
Let's
Can't disagree.
go into it. Let's talk about how it began. It began with Defender Strange and
Yeah.
America Chavez. Just
Yes. Running,
booking
which
it.
I actually, in one of the more recent videos I watched, I guess that's exactly how the movie would start. And I got it right. When it started, when the movie.
Did it save a lot? Because you watched a lot of previews. I didn't watch.
Yeah, a lot of the TV spots just show the same footage except for like snippets of new footage. I probably saw maybe like 5 minutes of footage before the movie came out altogether.
Luckily, they also, as much as they gave away when it came to the Illuminati stuff, they didn't give away a lot about the actual movie.
Yeah, no, they didn't give it. Like they tried their best to hide that Wanda's a villain, which is not even a spoiler.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They tried hard because there's like they're cutting away from scenes where she's actually fighting Strange and stuff. Like if you watch that trailer again, and even like the TV spots, they're cutting away where it looks like maybe Wanda's fighting somebody else, and like they only show you them talking whenever they're not fighting too, or whenever she's not looking like like she's about to kill Doctor Strange. Yeah. And the trailer, I was thinking like, oh, multiverse, so maybe this is a different Wanda or something like that, or maybe it's something evil. Like I was even thinking like zombie.
A lot of people
I was thinking like
theorized that it was like zombie.
Yeah,
Wanda. Like,
zombie Wanda.
That is our Wanda. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, well, I thought in the trailer they were hiding the zombie effects. That was in my brain. They were hiding like the zombie effects. They weren't hiding it for Doctor Strange. I don't know why, but I thought maybe they were hiding all the fucked up shit on her face. But no, in the movie well, technically that's not our Wanda. That was
so they
that Wanda technically isn't
the one that
like,
goes around and kills everybody. Well, I guess she kills a lot of people. We'll get to it, but anyway, it starts off with Defender Strange, who is already my favorite version of Strange because well, I mean, he's
very pragmatic.
Yeah, that's what the word was like. He's pragmatic. He immediately knows what to do, and he's not screwing around. I like that he's just like, all right, well, you're gonna have to die. Sorry. And I didn't like that later on. She accused him of betraying him. I thought that was kind of annoying. Because I'm just like,
especially with the very last, one of the last scenes towards the end, it's like, no, you understood now at that point in time that was the right decision to make.
He'll have to do that, or everything is fucked. like if I don't take your power from you right now, then this thing's gonna take it and then fucking kill everybody in every verse.
It's a 16-year-old girl.
It's still annoying. Like you could be annoyed at a fucking 16-year-old kid.
Sure.
So, I'm annoyed at fucking 8-year-old kids. So what the fuck? And they say stupid shit all the time, like let me dab or whatever. I'm like, no, you dab, you die. Dab or die. That should be a movie. That should be a Netflix movie.
It'll be a Paranormal Activity film.
Dab or die. I forgot there was a new Paranormal Activity movie that came out a few months ago. Did you know that?
Really? No,
yeah.
I didn't.
Someone did a video of it like a week ago that I watched, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that movie came out. Anyway,
why?
I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, all right. So anyway, Defender Strange and America Chavez, they run away from some monster that doesn't fucking mean anything later because it never comes back. You find out it was Wanda's thing, so there's no reason for it to appear again, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, they run away from it. They're getting destroyed by it, whatever. And then Doctor Strange is like, "Hey, America Chavez, you could warp to different verses, and this thing wants that. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take it from you. I'm gonna have to suck your soul out like fucking Shang Tsung. Sorry, give me your power." And then he gets killed. And then before he dies, he saves her, and she jumps into our Strange's universe. Um, and then what happens right after that? Like, doesn't he wake up? And he's like, oh, I gotta go to a wedding.
Like, oh, what a dream.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he goes to a wedding, which you're thinking, oh, he's getting married to Christine. Nope. Some Randy's marrying Christine. It's like, all right. So yeah, he's going there. He's like, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. The Spider-Man thing. Sam Raimi always has to fit in the even though he didn't write this movie, he always has to fit in his superhero movies the on again off again thing, and even in Spider-Man 2 there's the wedding scene. So it's like I was expecting that to happen in this, where Christine at the end's like, no, I love Doctor Strange, fuck you, and she runs away or whatever, but it doesn't happen. Anyway, so yeah, he goes to a wedding. After that, do we need to explain the whole movie? We don't need to really, right? Okay. Well,
no, but I figured we'd call out certain points along the way.
Happens where that thing runs into what's it called again?
Gargantus.
Gargantua.
Yeah, that comes in and they have a fight.
Yeah. They have a fight. America Chavez shows up. Wong shows up. They have a fight. After that,
a lot of callbacks to Spider-Man.
Yeah, Wanda shows up. They fight. They run away from Wanda because she's evil and wants her kids real bad, to the point where she'll massacre innocent people. And then the movie continues. They go to different multiverses. There's a Splatoon one. There's a cartoon one. You don't see a lot.
That scene with
no. We'll talk about that scene. I just want to get through the entire story real quick in the vague way, so we could just jump between.
Sure.
So we could just keep it. All right. So anyway, they go to different dimension multiverses or whatever. They go to one where like Doctor Strange sacrificed himself to save the world, but actually no, he's actually evil. He did a bad thing. He sacrificed another universe to save his universe. So he's a bad guy, so they kill him. Then Scarlet Witch shows up because she's possessed by the MCU Scarlet Witch, the regular Scarlet Witch, because she wants her kids real bad and she needs this evil book or something or whatever. So then she comes in and kills a lot of people. And then Doctor Strange is like, oh, I can't do magic because they put magic stopping gauntlets on me. Oh wait, no, I can do magic now because they took it off. And then she does magic and gets out of there. And then Scarlet Witch is like, ooh, I'm gonna get you. And then Doctor Strange finds a good book. And then he's like, oh, this good book will help me defeat Scarlet Witch. And then Scarlet Witch destroys the book. And then they're like, shit. And then they get teleported to a different verse where an evil Doctor Strange is, where he destroyed the entire world because every Doctor Strange is bad. And then they fight, and then with musical notes, our Doctor Strange wins by skewering him on a fence. And then after that, he takes the bad book because that's what he wanted. He wanted the bad book. He takes the bad book and does like some evil dead zombie shit.
Pussy.
Yeah, he wants the bad pussy. And he possesses, with the evil book, he possesses the corpse of Guardian Strange from earlier or Defender Strange.
This is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's cool because I mean we saw it in the trailer, but it was pretty cool. So anyway, he's a zombie Strange. And he goes up and he fights Wanda and whatever. And there's like a bunch of troll monsters. And then like. Oh, and then America Chavez comes out and is like, hey, I'm in the movie too. And she punches Wanda until she loves herself or something. And he's like, oh, I'm going to be not evil anymore. And then she destroys everything. And then the movie, and then Doctor Strange gets a third eye and the movie ends. And then the post-credit scene happens where he's fine with the third eye. And then Charlize Theron shows up and says, hey, come with me if you want to live. And then
I got your kid.
Yeah, I got your kid. And then you have to wait 45 minutes for credits until Bruce Campbell shows up again, and goes, I keep getting hit. Oh wait, I'm fine. And that's it. That's the whole movie.
And he goes, literally, that's the end.
That's the end. They Spider-Man Homecoming you when they like, yeah. So you were waiting for that post-credit scene, huh?
Yeah, I want to say the couple that was in there watched for the mid-credit left before the post-credit. I'm like, wow, really? They delete for the post-credit? I watched it. I'm like, oh, he probably knew.
Well, no, I thought it was great because.
I like that. Was fine.
Anyway, I just wanted to get through a vague way of telling the story, so we could just jump between scenes we want to talk about. So, all right, now let's talk about scenes we want to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so the first one I think was of note of mentioning is the one where he first meets Wanda. I like that little reveal they had. That was very subtle if you were listening to the conversation.
Sure, yeah, because she doesn't. I mean, he doesn't mention America's name at all. And I was like, oh, I caught that. I was like,
Yeah,
because she didn't mention that at all. Because she says America. It was a little obvious because the way she said it was a little like blunt. You know, it's like, so, what does America want or whatever? And then right when she says that, Doctor Strange's like, I was like, oh, okay. She's not supposed to know the name. Also, I already knew she was gonna be a villain, so unsurprising. So I knew. And also, there's that scene in the trailer where, I think you see what the area around her looks like.
And Doctor Strange still wearing his stuff that he was wearing in that scene where they were in the flowers things or whatever.
Yeah. So.
So there's that. That was a cool scene.
That was a cool scene, even though like I don't know what the fuck she did to that area. Like, what the fuck? I'm assuming it's that book is turning everything. I guess they don't really explain it, but I assume
Darkhold.
The Darkhold is making everything red. I don't know why. What do you do? Don't you think it would make everything dark? It's called the Darkhold. I don't know. Is this like Thor the Dark World?
Yeah.
Anyway, what else? What else do you like?
Next scene following that, because I'm trying to follow as chronologically as I can, though. When they were jumping into the universe, we saw that we saw that.
The only time we really get into the multiverse of madness really is the quick jump through all the. Hey, here's the possible multiverses that we could have like spent a little bit of time in, but
that really annoyed me. Like because they had a TV spot where they showed a little bit of that. I was like, oh, cool! I can't wait until they get into that. And then in the movie you see a little bit extra of that, but that's about it. Like you didn't see like the cartoon world in the TV spot, but like you saw the Splatoon world. There's it's just paint world. You got Cyberpunk world. You got like a world that's just like, it's like film noirish.
They should put Spider-Man Noir in there.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I mean, honestly, like even though we didn't really go multiversal hopping in,
they should have passed by Morbius.
We still got more of a feel of the different multiverses in that film than we did this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I got more of a multiverse vibe from that fucking trailer for Into the Spider-Verse 2, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
By the way, we already know, but delayed by like 8 months, so that's great.
That day,
because this world is already fucking shitty enough.
I mean, I'd rather it be delayed and be fucking great than it be just rushed out.
No, I want it out, and even if it's bad, whatever. Another reason for not to not
by Morbius anyways. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be out. So it doesn't matter. Morbius better show up in that anyway. So all right, yeah, that was a cute scene. Even though obviously, like when it first happened, I was like, oh, that's cool, because I wasn't expecting the rest of the movie not to really use that. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Hell yeah.
Preview of what's to come.
And it's upsetting because there is some good stuff with the multiverse later, because you go into that one world where Doctor Strange, like I said, the evil Doctor Strange, I guess, destroyed the world, and like everything's like glitched out pretty much, and like you see shit like kind of like morphing and shit, and that's a cool visual. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, to pause before we go more into that, one thing I do want to shout out to this movie is I've loved the use of Wong throughout it.
Yeah.
Wong, I actually really hated the direction the MCU kind of initially went with, like, just, casually Wong, I don't know, you were fucking gone, so Wong's Sorcerer Supreme now, don't worry about it.
Right.
And the fact that he gets so underutilized and everything, and this movie really felt like he actually had a purpose. And, like, it really felt like, no, he's fucking stepping up and is trying to take care of shit while Strange kind of fucks around and does whatever.
But I feel like that's not very in character with Strange. Like I want to say, like, in the original Doctor Strange, he was very much into the sorcery and stuff, and like really into the books, and that's why he became so good at what he did so quickly in that movie. And now here he's just like fucking around. Like, I don't really.
And that goes into one of my other I have a few like little complaints that honestly don't distract from my enjoyment of this film. I still think it's my favorite MCU specific film, but one of my complaints that I do have with this is it's a very clear that this movie is in a post Iron Man MCU.
Yeah.
Because very much I felt like Strange is now going to be the pseudo Iron Man.
Yeah, because they
Iron
give him
Man-
way more quips and like comebacks and stuff than he's ever had before. Because
It
even like
gave him way-
Infinity War, like he's like almost a straight man because Iron Man's there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's a straight man, but like Iron Man's like making jokes and he's
I mean,
calling him,
they had-
and then Doctor Strange's calling him a prick and an asshole and stuff. You know?
Yeah. And even
a
beyond
reality
that, I
douchebag.
mean, like
Yeah,
the stuff
exactly.
with Spider-Man too. You know, it very much like immediately instead of giving Spider-Man really a lot of like, all right, we're gonna move you away from having a mentor. Even then, I mean, to the point of having like, that's why I didn't have kids jokes
Right.
with Stephen Strange in fucking.
Well, that's
No
because
Way
Chris didn't
Home.
want to fuck you. That's why you didn't have kids. I like how they made that very clear in every universe that it just doesn't work out between them. Like, I mean, if that's the case, if I heard that, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm going after some other biddy.
Which,
'cause
as
this
a
ain't working
comic
out.
fan, is also one of the dumbest fucking things to me. But whatever, you gotta
Yeah.
do what you gotta
An
do. I
infinite
guess,
amount of
but-
universes that doesn't work out anyway.
So let me bring up on that. No, that's
Yeah.
not far from where my biggest complaint, I guess.
No,
about
no.
This movie,
It's not.
is that I almost feel like this should not have been a Doctor Strange movie.
All right, no, it shouldn't have been because
Um,
like he doesn't. All right, he's in it.
yeah,
He's in it.
I'm
No,
gonna
no.
disagree
Listen,
with you.
he's in it a lot, obviously, but he doesn't have like it could have been anybody in this movie really, because like if you really think about it, like the cool thing about him and Wanda being like adversaries is that, all right, Wanda obviously, which she's one of the strongest ones out there, but so is Doctor Strange. He's great. He's Mystic Arts. He can fucking conjure things up whenever he wants, really. But they don't really do much with that. Like Wanda beats his ass a couple times, and then they run away from her, and that's about it. I was expecting like a big ass fight, you know, like when Thanos and Doctor Strange fight in Infinity War.
There's a lot more of that.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen most of the time. Doctor Strange is either he can't use his magic or he uses magic, but it's just to escape or whatever. Like I get it, Wanda's powerful. She's the Scarlet Witch now, which whatever. But it's still like I would have liked to see that.
You got Star-Lord and Peter jumping through portals and kicking.
Yeah, boom,
Thanos.
and he's like, that's good stuff.
Thanos.
But would have been more interesting if it was like somebody normal-ish running away from Wanda. Because
So that's not what my point is, but that's also a good point. My point is that tonally, this movie doesn't match anything of the first,
no,
which is
not at all.
unfortunate because it feels like we sort of lost a whole movie. Now,
Right.
I love the first Doctor Strange.
I
think
really
it's,
like it.
it's severely underrated. I think visually and everything
Oh, yeah.
about it is just fucking incredible.
Wasn't that so disappointing that they only have one Mirror World segment in this entire movie?
Yeah,
Like,
it was a cool one, but like,
It was
that's, like,
cool.
one of
It
the
was cool.
coolest things about
Didn't
this.
really make sense though. How the fuck did she escape? I guess she's like powerful, but like you're not supposed to escape the mirror dimension unless you have like a sling ring. I think that's the only way you can get out, which I don't think
Thanos
she
just
did.
fucking punched it.
Like she uses like mirror reflections and shit, which I don't even get how.
the whole thing happened.
Yeah, when she came out of the gong, it was pretty cool though. I will
you see
say.
the eye, like just like right
Yeah.
there. Oh, and then she
Yeah.
came out
Which-
fucking all.
That was cool, but it made no fucking sense. The entire time in this movie, she doesn't do anything like that. You know, do creepy shit for no reason. But then she straight up like grudges out of the ring out to the like.
Yeah, okay. I will interject to say yes, I agree. There should
But it
have
was
been
cool.
more weird shit like that.
Oh,
That
it was
fucking
just shit
great.
with Wanda. There was still weird shit
Yes.
later, but with Wanda, there was a little bit of her going like, you know, looking kind of creepy, but she was still like normal doing this shit, you know.
That I'm gonna I'm gonna put a pin in and say that was probably the script limiting Raimi a bit.
Or I'm gonna say that scene wasn't in the script at all, and Raimi was like, "Can we have like some shit where she just crawls out of a gong and she like breaks her bones and places them back and shit?"
I would say.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Where it wasn't even in the script. Yeah, it was probably like she just comes out of a reflection or whatever. Like she jumps out, and then Sam Raimi was like, "Yeah, how about we don't do that? How about we do something cool?
How about we actually make this impactful?"
Yeah, I'm assuming this is why you hired me, because you want some fucking cool shit in your movie and fun shit.
So overall, but let me so on that point, it's like, for example, the music was good,
Oh,
but
the
we
music's
didn't
great.
really get the Doctor Strange theme.
No.
It departed so much from the first movie
It did.
that it felt like a different person in general, which was
Even compared to how he acted in the last Spider-Man movie, he felt a little bit different. And that was only what, fucking 5 months ago that movie came out.
yeah.
Like in that one he was like chilling out, with his coffee mug or whatever. Cool. I mean that fits in with his character here, but like later on in that movie he's very serious. Like
Well,
and
it's weird.
here he's like goofing around most of the time, and he gets serious here and there. But like when he's talking to the Illuminati, he's like he turns straight Iron Man, and he's just like he's making jokes like he's roasting everybody.
It's weird because like every director and writer doesn't know what to do with him, so they all have their own spin on him.
Right.
So like think about Strange in Ragnarok. He was there like doing everything all like fancy. Remember he was like filling up the beer. He had remember the thing was like clashing up there. He didn't make any comments. Just like
no. Yeah, his gloves on too from the comics.
Yeah.
You never put those gloves back on since.
Yeah, right. So, like, everything isn't matching with him, which is weird. And then we can think about that over time. Like that's weird. But because it wasn't a full feature movie of him being completely different the entire time, this was the most jarring of it.
Right.
So I like this. It was just it's definitely a departure, which kind of bums me out because I like the first movie a lot.
What were you gonna say, David?
So this is where I'm gonna interject and say that
You're all fucking
entirely
wrong.
understand from an MCU standpoint, finding this a weird juxtaposition and a weird transition. From a Doctor Strange comic fan, this felt the most Doctor Strange of anything we have had of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange premiered in the comic series Weird Fucking Tales, where it was
called Weird Fucking Tales.
Horror.
Weird fucking tales. Stanley's like, we're calling it Weird Fucking Tales. It's like, all right, I mean, sure, Stan.
The whole point of Doctor Strange from the beginning has been the bizarre, the macabre. This was very much the perfect movie for Doctor Strange, where Sam Raimi, Danny Elfman, perfect combination.
We're not arguing that.
Well, no, but I just wanted to interject that point because, again, I do understand from the MCU standpoint, it is a weird juxtaposition to go from like this weird, again, and I even made the same comment earlier. It feels like basically they were like, fuck, we don't have Iron Man. What do we do? I don't know. Let's just make Doctor Strange the new Iron Man, essentially. And he fills Iron Man's role between being this weird mentor kind of character to a lot of characters to being the weird quip guy. And I get it. MCU wise, I have those same kind of like, well, that's weird. But as a comic fan, this has felt the most to the comics we have ever had. And this was a phenomenal director choice, phenomenal music choice. And while there's still a lot of things that I have issues with, again, also the lack of magic, and I even mentioned it earlier, like I hate that Doctor Strange genuinely is not Sorcerer Supreme. I get it from the MCU standpoint of, oh no, we snapped you out of existence.
They'll make a point about it. It'll be a thing.
I'm sure they will, and I get it because they're gonna have like
Wong will get killed.
Years of movies.
I bet Wong will die. That's my guess. They'll kill Wong. He stayed too long. Nobody likes him.
Too long Wong is what they call him.
Too long Wong.
Too Wong Fu.
Too Wong. Thanks for showing up.
Isn't it wild how like
I like Wong, by the way. I'm just joking.
That Wong is made from all this.
Isn't it crazy? I just realized this that the two main stars from the Doctor Strange franchise are both named Benedict. It's weird because you have Benedict Cumberbatch and Benedict Wong.
Yeah.
His name's Wong also, by the way.
Yeah.
Typecasting? I don't think so at all.
So, but yeah, you think about that because he was in Shang-Chi, like
he was in Shang-Chi. Was he in also something else? He was in Spider-Man also.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, very briefly. Like, I don't involve me in this bullshit.
Yeah.
He was
just keep me out of it.
But he's like in everything now. He's probably the most prominent one of the Avengers because he's
probably
listing people.
Hey, in the last year he's been in 3 things. Like,
yeah, so it's like he was only just like a librarian pretty much in the
Yeah.
first movie. Like it was actually it's wild how he just like Bungie just like, yeah, fuck it, let's put him in everything.
well,
now.
Wong is good. I like Wong. You know what?
Yeah.
I would love to see. I don't know if in the comics they have something like this, but I would love to see Wong in like a team of sorcerer show or something like that. Like he just has like a team of sorcerers, and it's just a show or something about him leading them. Because the only reason I say that is because they'll never do a show where it's just Wong. They'll never
Fair.
have. So they have to have a whole team of sorcerers. That's the only reason why I said that. I mean, I'd be down with just a Wong show, but you know that's not gonna happen. What are they gonna call it? Wong? They just call that?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna call it Tu Wong Fu. I told you.
I guess I could call it Sorcerer Supreme if he's still the Sorcerer
Fair.
Supreme. And
But,
then people be like, "All right, a Doctor Strange show," and they watch it. It's Wong. Like, what the fuck?
No,
That
because I
revelation when they
mean,
first put that
Marvel.
out, though.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, actually, I'm not the Sorcerer Supreme." He got on a technicality because I was dead for 5 years.
Fair, but
You know
I
what?
mean,
That's what makes Doctor Strange even more of a hero. He knew in the future that because he'll die for 5 years, he won't be Sorcerer Supreme anymore, and he still did it. I mean, he would have to, because then everybody would be dead, but still, including him. So anyway, go ahead.
But and we'll get into that comment a little bit later when we go into the bullshit with the Doctor Strange multiverses.
Right.
But it is one of those things that just the last comment for the moment of when it comes to the comics. I mean, that is also one of the things that I both appreciate and dislike about this movie is I like that they really make more of an acknowledgement of more sorcerers in this, because in the comics, Doctor Strange constantly comes across a lot of different sorcerers. Again, one of my favorite comic book storylines is Sin and Punishment, which involves Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, and they deal with
They
the
should
whole
call it
cadre
Doctor
of
Doctor.
sorcerers. Yeah,
Doctor. They should call it that. See, they should have called me. Good.
Or Torment and Punishment is what it's called, not Sin and
Yeah,
Punishment.
Sin and
But I
Punishment.
mean,
Sin and Punishment's a Sega game, isn't it?
yes.
Is it Sega?
No, not Sega game. It's a Nintendo 64 game. It's a shoot 'em up.
Well, I didn't mean Genesis. I mean it was made by Sega, wasn't it? I thought it was.
No, I
Nintendo.
don't think so.
Fuck you.
It was originally on the N64.
No, it
So
wasn't.
they go to, yeah, it was.
No.
But,
Prove it.
Can we
But
talk
no,
about the
Torment
one
and
thing that I
Punishment.
think is probably the most like it's like the most like talked about thing, but like not wasn't nearly. Let's talk about the Illuminati. There was so much focus.
Yeah.
I was trying to finish your point, but okay.
Yeah, I was about to say you kind of just cut his
I thought
point
you
off.
said they wanted the doctors in there.
Go ahead, finish your point.
No, so the point I was trying to make is that I do enjoy that they're bringing back in more of the different members of the society, and we'll also get into that a bit more with the end credit scene. But I
Right.
do just like how they handled it in the sense that they very much made everyone else aside from Strange and Wong feel like a footnote. Like we got like a brief like, oh hey, there is a British dude other than Benedict Cumberbatch that is a sorcerer, despite the fact he's trying his best to be American. And there's a couple other people.
I think he
where it's
does a
like,
pretty
yeah,
good job with that accent. I don't know.
He does a decent job.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's like you hear him in anything other than this movie. It's like, oh yeah, of course.
And
But,
Benedict Cumberbatch actually doesn't have like a super thick accent. Like I watch him in interviews, and he has an accent, but it's not like fucking deep British,
Maybe it's just because I also listen to a lot of British stuff that I'm like, yeah, that's apparent that you're fucking British, but
Yeah, it's apparently you're fucking British. He said all angry. Do you not like British people?
I hate Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna say it
taking-
right now.
They took our fucking America, and we
They
took
did.
it back,
They-
fuckers. We won. We took your tea,
But no,
drank it. Fuck you.
so I hope that, and we, it's clear that we're setting up that down the road we'll eventually get more of what's to kind of come for sorcery stuff. No, it's very evident that they're setting up for more sorcery stuff. down the
Well,
road.
I would say yes, but I'm pretty sure Benedict Cumberbatch came out recently and said he's going to take a break from the MCU stuff.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
taking
he
a break,
is.
But
Yes.
they are setting up for more of the sorcery stuff
Yeah.
with who
Sure.
they introduced at the end.
It won't be a
credits.
movie fully though. it'll be
I
like
don't
a
think
thing.
they're doing a lot of it. I think you've seen a lot of it for a long time because they introduced a lot of that in Doctor Strange back 6 years ago. We're like, ooh, there's different parts of the planet that have all this stuff here. There's always sorcerers here. Fucking Mordo's like, oh,
Yeah, our Mordo we still have yet to see again.
Yeah,
The
I
Mordo
don't
that's
think
like,
they
oh,
care,
there's too
but-
many sorcerers. Do you remember that? He's like killing
Yeah.
sorcerers, and like we saw Mordo, it wasn't our one. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a lot of that. I don't think there's a thing to care about that much.
I think
sadly.
for Phase 4 we'll see a lot more, and we'll get into why later. But
Yeah, I mean, I could see them. I don't think we'll get another Doctor Strange movie for a little while though.
Doctor Strange again, Doctor Strange proper. No.
Sure, but like,
I
what
think
movie?
we'll get-
I don't know what movie they would do that would have sorcerers and that would make sense. Like Captain Marvel? No, would that make sense? I don't know. Or whatever
I
the fuck
think
his
maybe
next
we'll
one's
get
called.
more Disney Plus stuff, or at least one movie.
Oh, yeah.
And again, we'll get
Wong
into
Show.
that later. But
Wong and Friends. Call that. Wong.
Wait, Adrian wants to get to the Illuminati.
I'm trying to think of a good name.
Marketing made it seem like this is going to be a thing, and everyone was talking about like,
The
oh, what's the
long run.
ramifications of this? And
Yeah. All right. This is the thing I want to talk about, the Illuminati. I found it really funny that when it takes a little while until it even gets there, because you get to that one verse where that's where the Doctor Strange save the world from Thanos and stuff. Which, by the way, they keep shitting on Thanos. Can we just stop with shitting on Thanos? Like they have a
Not a point.
yeah, he was like the main threat for the first 10, 11 years of fucking MCU. Can we stop shitting on him now, please? Like
him and Iron Man.
yeah, Iron Man, yeah, Iron Man gets his ass killed every fucking episode of What If. Like, can we
And
stop?
Captain America.
Captain America, yeah, and even fucking another captain gets fucking
Who were the old
destroyed.
ones? All right, let's fuck with them.
Yeah. So like, all right. So anyway, Thanos gets skewered. He's like dead. He looks like Superman at the end of Batman v Superman, just laid out like dead. Like
Didn't even leave his fucking homeworld.
yeah, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Because when they said like, oh, we defeated Thanos because of Doctor Strange, I'm like, oh, what did he do? He did some sick shit. He just skewered him. What the fuck? What did he do? He just threw a fucking spear at him? I don't understand.
Hey, Thanos behind you. What?
Oh shit.
Alright,
we,
my
we,
one
we,
weakness.
we learned you catch him off guard, you kill him, just like with fucking
Yeah.
Ultron, whatever.
Yeah, Ultron Magnus, or what the fuck his name is? Tyrone Magnus? Whoever the fuck it was, I don't know.
Tyrone
It was Tyrone Magnus. You reacted to him.
Laser the shit out of him.
He was like, he watched a try not to laugh challenge, and he couldn't handle it. Got cut in half.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Ultron Supreme there. Yeah,
Ultron Supreme, that's it. Was that his name? So we have a
I think so, yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme and Ultron Supreme? There's too many
And
Supremes.
talk about Supreme.
Yeah, what the fuck? And Supreme, the brand that they put all their logos on?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't wait for Avengers Supreme.
Go. What was your initial take of Illuminati? When
The
that was
Illuminati.
happening? And
All right. So they obviously this is one thing I find really funny about the MCU. They always build up their big reveals, and it's going to be an obvious reveal. It's going to be, oh shit, here we go. You can tell the audience is like getting the fucking hype vibes. You can feel it in the hairs on their fucking arms. They're standing up. You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel their hairs standing up. And it's going to be all right, Professor Xavier, which I don't know why they spoiled that in the trailer. I really don't.
Yeah,
Shit,
that was-
They saved him for last, which was unfortunate because it's like, well, that was the big reveal.
Yeah,
and
I
you
mean,
made-
Yeah.
I think I get why, because I feel like that was the worst one that they could have tried to keep under wraps, so I get it.
Yeah, because Patrick Stewart
Like,
likes
there
to
was
talk.
no way they were keeping. They learned from Spider-Man, I feel, where there was no way certain things were being really kept under wraps.
I almost want to say they learned from Spider-Man that if you do tease that shit, people will fucking buy the shit out of some tickets. So so if you tease, like just like what they did with Spider-Man, where they put fucking Doc Ock in there, and then Green Goblin, you tease maybe something bigger happening. But you put Xavier, oh shit, maybe Wolverine will show up. Oh fuck, maybe Tom Cruise is Iron Man. I'm like, I don't know where that rumor even started. Where the fuck did that come from?
I have this boy that didn't happen.
Was that
now.
New Rockstars? Was it you? Tom Cruise is Mephisto. I would love to see that actually.
Man. Oh fuck, we'll get into that. Reminds me of a side thought later on. But anyway, continue.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, all right. So they're building it up. So the first reveal was a Captain Marvel, right? What's her name? Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
So, which I didn't mind her in Captain Marvel, but she kind of had like a really shitty attitude. Like, I was like, everybody kind of had a shitty attitude besides, I guess, Reed Richards. He was just like,
No, he did too.
Yeah, he did later when he was
Witch
talking
not an
shit.
issue.
Yeah, when he was talking to Wanda like an asshole.
Yeah, no, I love that your little witch is not an issue for us.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did say that. Yeah, yeah. You know, after he said that.
No, that was her. That was this universe Captain Marvel.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it was.
No, it was Captain Marvel.
I don't think Reed Richards said that because he was pretty calm in the beginning.
That was Captain Marvel said that.
Yeah,
because
Reed
Richard has also an attitude, so he definitely said some shit.
Yeah, no, he had attitude later when he was talking about Black Bolt. Fucking like, yeah, Black Bolt could decimate you with a word.
That's probably why I associated with it. I was like, you're about to get fucked up.
Yeah,
like that was like the one thing that he said that was like kind of like, all right, you need to watch your tone, mister. But
that was the only that because I remember going like, why. Like I feel like even the little bit I've known this Reed Richards so far, he's been pretty calm. Like he hasn't been like talking shit. Like even with Doctor Strange, he's like he's been calm. Like if you watch it again, he wasn't really like egging Doctor Strange on like Peggy was.
No,
he throwing the shield at him.
He was like, all right, I'm just gonna give you the facts. Let's talk facts here.
Even Black Bolt can't say anything. He was giving him the fucking evil stare. Anyway, yeah. So we see Captain Marvel. I think we see Black Bolt next, which I was like, what the fuck? They're from Inhumans, the show everybody loved. They got the same actor too. I was like, like it didn't even recast. I mean, I like that actor too. He's in the Star Trek show, but. Redemption, yeah. I mean, he doesn't need to say a word. Well, I guess he did say a couple words, but
what was it again?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Was he saying that about the show?
Yeah, he was talking about the show. I'm sorry. And Doctor Strange's like, and then Doctor Strange watched the show. That's why he disintegrated. It was so bad. Then after that, we see, I think Peggy's next, right? Or no, do we see Reed Richards?
No, Captain Carter was a little bit earlier. Yeah.
Oh, was it earlier? I thought they saved her.
I think.
For like later because she throws the shield or something.
No,
I think
Richards was like one of the last ones.
Yeah, it was, and then Xavier was the last one. Yeah. And then so they show Peggy. She throws the shield at him because he's talking shit.
What was you guys' reactions for Reed Richards?
I was like, that was sick because I was like, it was one of those things where like when it comes to Fantastic Four, all I know is those two movies that came out and the Roger Corman one, I should say, because I watched those. And I have a soft spot for those movies because I grew up with them. I really like them, and I like the actor that actually plays Reed Richards in those movies. I think he's pretty good in those. I don't know if he's comic accurate, but I liked him in those movies. But I like those movies. So when he showed up, I was like, oh! And then it was John Krasinski. I was like, yeah, everybody wanted that, and they gave it to him. Like that might be one of the first times where fan casting really worked out. Besides for what was the one? There was one that was like, there's a big famous one of fan casting that happened. I can't remember what it was. There was one. It might not be Disney, but there was one. I know there's one. A big fan casting that happened, and people were excited about it. I'll look
up. But
go ahead, Dave. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say on that kind of note. That is, speaking of Multiverse of Madness, the one fucking opportunity that I was so pissed that Disney didn't take advantage of is not having Chris Evans reprise the Human Torch.
Right? I heard rumors about
go ahead and do the multiverse shit and not have Chris Evans fucking reprise his role as the Human Torch.
That would have been so fucking funny. I would have also loved, because there was a rumor. The only rumor I heard ahead of time besides the Tom Cruise one was Nick Cage as Ghost Rider. I wanted that so fucking bad. And if they asked Nick Cage, he would have totally fucking done it. 100%. Oh man, I'm so upset. Good.
Oh man. But no, so my impression of the Illuminati stuff. So I have two impressions. I have my personal one and my theater's impressions. So my personal impression is I've been waiting for the Illuminati for a long time, because especially in comics, the Illuminati is the cause of so many fucking problems. I mean, they're how we got fucking World Breaker Hulk, because they all agreed that the Hulk is too dangerous to keep around, so fuck it, jettison him into space.
Oh, that's Space Hulk. Hulk Space? Yeah. I watched the animated movie that was about that.
Yeah, so where he goes, Planet Hulk is what
Planet Hulk. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. I thought that was the Iron Man just gets pissed at him and sends him to fucking.
Yeah, no. In the comics originally, it's the entirety of the Illuminati.
Is Iron Man part of Illuminati in the comics?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's Iron Man, Professor X, Namor the Submariner, Reed Richards.
I'm surprised we didn't see Namor, because I think aren't they casting him or her? I don't know. Is Namor a guy or girl? I have no idea.
Yeah, Namor is a guy. He is basically king of.
He's like Aquaman.
Yes, he is casted.
Okay. I know Namor's name and that it's something involving water. I don't think I've ever seen what Namor looks like.
Yeah, they kind of hinted at him during Endgame when they were doing that whole Yeah.
Was it Endgame? Or I remember they referenced something about the water. Yeah, it was Endgame because they were the holograms.
Talk, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was also surprised that with this Illuminati, we didn't get anything further to kind of reference Namor. But my personal reaction is I was like, all right, I'm finally excited to see the Illuminati. And weird combination of the first introduction. And I get it. It's this universe's Illuminati. I fully get that. But for me personally, I'm like, oh, it's an interesting combination of characters. Half of you don't belong here. My audience reaction, though, was hilarious because it was all people that had clearly not watched anything about this movie going into it. So they had the most blind reactions possible or looked into anything about this movie going into it.
Or they knew and they were there's a lot of people in crowds that just get excited even though they already know what's coming up. They know when to clap and scream.
Fair. Oh no. Mr. Fantastic got revealed towards the beginning because that was the first pop-off my theater had.
Right.
My theater had 3 pop-offs all during the Illuminati scene.
Okay.
So one was for Reed Richards.
Okay.
Everyone in my theater fucking popped off for that. The second was weirdly for fucking Black Bolt. My theater popped off for fucking Black Bolt. Oh, yeah. And I genuinely took a moment I fucking looked around and I was like, who the fuck are you people that you gave a shit about the Inhumans?
It was the actor and his family. That's why.
Yeah.
There you go. It was his kids and his wife and his grandparents.
And his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, and his mom and his mom's mom, and his dad's girlfriend.
And lastly,
his kid's boyfriend. I don't know. Weird family.
Had the pop off for Xavier, but specifically when the '90s X-Men theme kicked off.
That's when I wanted to mention that.
And I loved it was the '90s fucking share as well that it came out in.
That's such like fucking like and it worked. Like it was just like, hey, remember your childhood, you little fuckers. Like it's like.
And then my following impressions were, what a great fucking introduction to immediately both be wasted and fantastically used.
Yeah,
it was both ends. Like
it's pretty funny,
but good.
Yeah, because like that's what I hope for from Sam Raimi. He'll just take your thing and then just immediately murder it and destroy it.
It reminded me of Deadpool.
But in a glorious way. Yeah, it was. It was reminding me of Deadpool 2 with the X-Force. Yeah, except they last a little bit longer in this movie than X-Force.
Fair. But they put up a fight in this movie.
Yeah, X-Force didn't even get on the ground yet until they're dead. Which is still my favorite fucking thing. Oh my god.
Except for Pete and Domino.
Yeah, that's right. Domino lived.
I had
yeah, Pete lived for a little bit.
Yeah. I had a little bit of like
the guy's hand cut off.
The gears in my brain to work after looking at John Krasinski because I've seen so many fan like art casting like fan like hypotheticals like here's
he's
how
a great choice.
Would look. He looked exactly like every fucking fan mock-up of it. And it took my brain a second to be like, hold on, that's not real.
Right?
That's fake. That's fake as hell.
Yeah, they're doing a prank. It's a prank.
Wait, do you guys think when they do Fantastic Four they're going to use John Krasinski like officially, or do you think this is?
I think they will, but it's not going to be what's her name, Emily Blunt. Everyone wants Emily Blunt too.
She's not doing it.
Yeah, she already said she. Well, this is the thing. I don't ever believe when actors come out and say, I'm not doing this, because, that's just a way to get around not having spoil. Yeah. And also, not having to deal with questions and also just saying, just no spoilers, too. But I still don't think she's going to be in it, but I don't 100% believe it. It could happen. I'm like 80% there. But I think it really will get down on it. Like, it'll cut because he's a good choice. But it really will come down on to like who they cast as a Johnny Storm and the Thing. Like I'm assuming they're just gonna do special effects for the Thing because it didn't really work out with the rubber suit in the Fantastic Four movies from the past.
Do you think they're keeping him though?
No, I personally don't.
I think it would be weird if they don't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they. Don't keep him. By the way,
I wouldn't be surprised if they're gauging.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't keep him
in here.
It'd be weird. No, they have to keep him because it's gonna be too strange. Especially since like they showed other versions of other characters from different worlds and they're all the same actor. You know what I mean? Like with Doctor Strange, it's not like one Doctor Strange we see out of nowhere is like played by a different actor. You know what I mean? So it just
We
feels a
have
little
a
weird.
different Captain Marvel across universes.
But that's a different character, though. Like
But
a
it's the
different
same
person.
character.
No, it's a different person. Monica Rambeau is a different person. Like
But
that,
it's that universe's Captain Marvel.
I get that. Captain Marvel's a title, though. Reed Richards is not a title.
That's like saying like
Reed Richards is his name.
Patrick Stewart's not going to be Professor X in MCU.
Right? Yeah, like that wouldn't work. You can't do that. Like you could have somebody that is like Professor X, but his name is not going to be Professor X. I guess they could call him Professor X, but his name is not going to be Xavier.
But we already had 2 different Professor X's.
Well, they're the same person, though. They're just played by different actors. That's not what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
He's saying that they haven't
No,
had
that's
one
what I'm trying to
different
get
actor
at,
play the
is
same
that-
character.
I'm sorry. What?
You go, David. Go ahead.
I was just saying that's what I'm kind of getting at, because the one thing I think they will keep with, tying it back into WandaVision, is I think we'll still have that Pietro casting, because there's no way that's gonna be just a fucking flash and hey, here's a reference.
Well, they already ruined that though. Sadly.
Ruined it for a fucking dick joke.
boner.
And I don't think
Ralph
it's gonna be
Boner.
ruined just for a dick joke. I don't. But I do think that Doctor Strange,
I think it is.
none of these people are going to be reprising their roles, because this, I feel, is very much this is the fan service moment. We're giving you guys what we know you kind of want, and then we're going with our own vision from there.
I don't think Xavier's coming back. I don't think Patrick Stewart's like 900 years old, so he ain't coming back. I was surprised to see him walk at one point though. So I thought his ass was just gonna be like, I mean, it was in a mind thing, but I thought his ass would be like, yeah, I'll do the movie, but I'm not getting up. Damn, this motherfucker pisses every 2 minutes. Oh, god damn, man, I can see your fucking colon. God damn. Jesus Christ. He needs to wear a belt or something. Good lord. Anyway, so everybody pause on that and then send that picture to Dorando Joyeux on Twitter. Anyway.
Send it to his employer.
Yeah, send it to his employer. This is who you employ.
Look at that.
Please fire. Anyway, so what was I saying until the ass showed up? I forgot now.
Until his
David's not here, so he's not. I'm arguing with nobody. But what I was trying to say for the people listening is that, like, David's trying to argue that it'll be a different actor, but that doesn't, like, it makes sense with Captain Marvel. It makes sense because that's Monica Rambeau. That's a different person. That just is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's a title, and Monica Rambeau is a different person. Where here, like, having a different person play Reed Richards doesn't make sense because Reed Richards is the name of the person, is the name of the guy. I guess they could have a different Mr. Fantastic, but I was gonna say Captain Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, but that wouldn't work. That wouldn't make any sense because all these different, like even Christine, a minor character,
Peter Parker.
That's true. You do have that, but that's also a completely different movie and different writer. It wasn't whoever wrote that movie wasn't a hack like the Loki guy. So
Sure.
I'm not gonna give a shit to the Loki guy. He wrote a really good Rick and Morty episode. That's the only reason why he got Loki, by the way.
Yeah, that's all. He's always so associated with it.
Yeah. So I mean, at least he wrote one thing I like.
I proved your point, David, but easier.
Yeah, not really though, because that was a completely different movie. I'm talking about this anyway. Yeah, he said that you had different Peter Parkers. Still, the only reason why they were there and they were different Peter Parkers though is because they wanted that fan service.
But the heart of my argument is that this was just to be fan service. That's the heart of my argument.
I agree.
Where I'm at right now. As much as I think it'd be awesome to have it. I think because we're gonna get another Professor X in MCU.
Sure. I mean, they're not going to waste that character. And they're not going to hope that Patrick Stewart doesn't die in the next few years. So
yeah, gets a renewal on life.
I mean, the X-Men timeline's already fucked up. So at this point, it can only go up from here. Like,
yeah, I think I want to say they may be tasting the waters though. Maybe they're like, let's see how well he does. If it's like massive and everyone's fucking loving it, we'll do it. But
if they were smart, they'd just get James McAvoy again. Just fuck it. He was great, Xavier, even though those movies, a lot of them weren't good. He was great. And same thing with Michael Fassbender. If they want Magneto, just get them again. Ignore the movies, I guess. You can even like argue that some of them got like a lot of them reverse time anyway. So just say like, oh, some of them fucked the time and now we're here. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, whatever. I'm actually surprised they didn't do that. You know, have like a quick like Deadpool cameo or like even like one of the other X-Men characters cameo.
Again, the multiverse
the Fox
aspect
stuff
was really wasted.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. I'm not.
I really wasn't even. I didn't even give a shit about cameos. Like that was cool. But when Reed Richards gets turned into spaghetti, I wasn't like. I was like the entire rest of the movie, like I can't believe they did this to me. I was like, I was here for the Sam Raimi ride, bro. That's it.
Let's talk about that moment now.
All right.
All right. The Illuminati gets their fucking fudge pushed in.
They get their fucking shit pushed in. Now, I will say I do like Wanda in this movie. I don't like the implications, though, even in WandaVision, that she's still a hero in some way. At this point, she is 900% a villain. I don't even hear, and that's fine. Make her a villain. That's cool. Just don't make her crazy. Like, oh, she wants her kids and she'll kill every fucking buddy. She'll fucking murder people, like execute people, whatever. I don't care. Make her that way. That's fine with me. But don't give me this shit like at the end, like, oh, I lovey-dovey my fake kids so much. Like, what the fuck? They're not even real.
So. Really quick.
And why doesn't she just conjure them now? Why did she have to have Westview, or whatever the fuck it's called, to conjure them?
She didn't think of them until that point. That I will defend. That was the whole purpose.
No, like now, like isn't
she could do it now. She could turn people. She can remove people's mouths. She can't just conjure those kids up.
She wants a real thing, and she's just stealing them now.
Yeah, she could turn people into dust.
Really quick. To talk about that, I know that we can go back way back 1 year ago when we were watching WandaVision. I know that
the good old times.
I know Gore had a main critique. What the fuck?
Oh my god, that line made me not like that character at all. I'm not talking about Wanda. I'm talking about whatever fuck her name is. Monica Rambeau's dumbass daughter.
I know that made you throw off a lot of the whole series in a way. Like,
yeah, it was mainly just like the implications towards the end.
Let me say this: is that I looked at, and I know a lot of people have been kind of coming back on that. Like that was a fucking weird line.
Yeah.
The way the rationale is, and I kind of agree with it, and it kind of helps, is that it kind of puts all that on that character trying to sympathize that character again, unknowingly of like what the fuck is going on, and. No, like it still holds weight on everything about what happened. It's just that character having a personal.
Okay, well, that character is a terrible person then.
Yeah.
So all right, and that sucks because she's 1/3 of that Marvel's fucking movie coming out. So like, immediately, unless like Miss Marvel's really cool, I already dislike 2 of the fucking the Marvels. So like, we'll see. Miss Marvel might be cool. The trailer was iffy, but you know it might be good. I liked her for the 2 hours I played the Avengers game. So you know,
hell yeah.
If they get the 2 hours I play the Avengers game right, then I'll enjoy it. I think maybe so. But we'll see. Anyway, what's her name?
What line are you guys
talking
about?
Oh, the line at the end of WandaVision. It's revealed that, of course, you watch WandaVision or no?
Yeah, I watched all.
You just don't remember the line. Okay, so everybody knows that she like took over Westview and turned everybody into like sitcom fucking people, and they're pretty much being tortured, and like there's like grim moments where you find out like kids can't even leave their rooms or some shit like that, and they like stuck to their beds or something like that. It's like really like messed up if you really think about it. So like I guess to be fair to her a little bit, she doesn't realize she's doing this, but she's still doing it either way. And she doesn't quite understand she's doing it, but anyway, she lets everybody go and whatever, blah blah blah, and everybody's like, fuck you, Wanda, you suck, I haven't seen my kids in 3 years, fuck you, yeah, they get in her face, which is probably not a good idea. She could turn into dust, but whatever. She just enslaved you. I mean, she could just kill you, but anyway, they're all shitting on her, and then like before she leaves, I forgot her name, Rambeau something.
Remember, she has a little choky.
Oh yeah. And then like and then she's like, what did she say? Like, these people will never know what you did for them. Like, what the fuck do you mean? They know what you did. What? Or what you sacrificed for them. That's what she said. Sacrifice what? Fake kids and a fake vision? I don't understand. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In the context of the moment. Because Agatha Harkness in that moment was the larger threat. And
I don't know, I was kind of agreeing with her. She wasn't enslaving the entire town. Just saying.
I don't inherently disagree. I also think it's weird the direction they took with Agatha Harkness in that, but
Right. I don't know her from the comics, obviously, but like I liked her more. I liked Wanda towards the end, but I don't think I'm alone there really because everybody simped out for Agatha towards the end.
Villainous moments, but predominantly she was Scarlet Witch's mentor in the comics, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, she had a different role, but yeah, so they went a different direction with her.
I mean, I guess she was kind of a mentor here. She only became Scarlet Witch because of her. So,
but
think about it.
I kind of get where they went in terms of just looking at the MCU. I kind of get where they were going with that line, and I especially think in Doctor Strange they really exemplify the fact that bitch is a villain. Like there's no question in this.
That bitch a villain.
Yeah. But I do think for WandaVision, it is a little bit more like they try to. The problem with WandaVision is they try to do the whole thing of like, oh yeah, you would do this for your family. Because again, they set up very clearly she didn't intentionally initially try to do this. It very much came from her subconscious to create what happened at Westfield. And so I get it. I do get it.
Right.
But it's still one of those things that I do agree that, bitch a villain.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with. When she went to, what is it called? Kalima, or fuck the fucking, the Doctor Strange places? The
Great Hold.
Yeah, I'm talking about Doctor Strange again. Because...
I don't remember what the actual
I forgot again.
Sanctum is called.
Yeah, it's the Sanctum of Slime, whatever the fuck it's called. So when she shows up and she's like shooting the barrier and stuff, and then she gets in and she fucking kills everybody, and like there's like part where you see like a fucking burnt up corpse with like a face like missing, and she sees one guy struggling to get away, and she fucking turns his ass into some ash like Thanos.
Ash to ash.
Ash to ash, bitch. So that's fine. Just make her a villain throughout the entire thing. But then like we're supposed to sympathize with her because I miss my little kids towards the end. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't care. And when she dies at the end, which we all know she's not gonna stay dead. There's no way they'll kill a main character like that.
I think she will stay dead. I will say that. I think that this Wanda stays dead.
Oh, they're gonna do a Gamora again, fucking Thanos again, where they just get another versus a version, and a Loki again.
I don't think that, because they still got loose ends with White Vision.
Well, no, I think that's part of the reason why we didn't get Vision in this.
You know what? I just realized White Vision kind of sounds racist. Does it? It's like my White Vision. I have a White Vision.
But no, so we'll fast forward to that moment for a second, and then I do want to rewind a little bit.
Albino Vision's better.
Yes. But no, I don't think that we'll get, because I find it weird that they keep with 616 as being the.
Yeah, they called it 616 too. I was like, I know that.
They called that in Loki as well. So shout.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most
of Loki I listened to. I'm just like.
Oh, to be fair, no, I shouldn't say it. They didn't say it. There was a small, like, really quick blink and you miss it Easter egg where they had a 616 on there. They had listed next to next to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do find it weird they keep it as 61. Maybe that's just going to be the branding thing from now on. 616 always refers to main.
Sounds like an area code. Everybody in the 616, put your motherfucking hands up. The 616.
Oh yeah, so I don't.
Everybody in the 616, put your motherfucking hands up.
But no, I don't think we'll see
616. Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where Earth is. That's where our universe is. Anyway, go ahead,
I don't think we'll see 616 Wanda again. Main reason being because, especially where we know for a fact that they're going to be starting to roll in a lot more Marvel continuity proper into the MCU, and we're going to start getting a lot more characters. That's always been one of the weirdest things about with, Wanda and Quicksilver specifically, is they didn't have anywhere near the same backstory as actual Marvel characters.
Because Magneto is their, like, either surrogate father or father.
No, he is their father.
Okay, yeah. I kept hearing like maybe some other stories. It's revealed that he's not his father. In
Marvel Ultimate, they did a weird kind of like aha moment where it was actually Wolverine that was their father. He fucked Magneto's wife behind her back, behind his back.
Hell yeah!
That was a weird. The Marvel Ultimate line also got really fucking weird. With that. I mean, Hitman killed people in some pretty brutal ways. And
hell yeah, that's awesome.
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were fucking each other. And
wait, I'm sorry.
No, you heard me right.
Oh, all right. So, it's weird that we started this podcast with Master Chief incest, and now we're ending it with Scarlet Witch incest.
Yeah, no, the Ultimate Universe is fucking dumb. But anyways, where was I going with that? Yeah, but I think what this is leading into is we will still get Scarlet Witch. I feel like that's also why towards the end it did, because I mean they brought up the question, what happens when you try to take the kids from another Scarlet Witch? What happens to her? I feel like that's part of the other reason why they also did try to hammer in that point of her existing and really being a prominent character, is we're eventually going to get, later on down the line when they start bringing more X-Men proper into the fold, we're going to get the proper Magneto with the Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver, and getting a lot more of that kind of continuity coming through.
We'll see. I don't see her not coming back. Yeah, I mean this version, but because like if this is her version dead, like Loki had a way more impactful death, and that was the beginning of Infinity War. This is the end of Doctor Strange, and her journey was like, all right, I'm a good guy again, and then the tower falls, and they do a Hela thing. Remember where Hela died at the end of Thor Ragnarok? You just see like a glimpse. It goes poof. That's exactly what happened. Where you just see like the red like go poof, and that's supposed to be her dead.
No, because I don't look at it as redemption. I look at it more so as like anyone that's had known someone that has hit rock bottom.
I think it was redemption.
But doesn't
she destroyed the thing so nobody else can do evil.
Like, yeah, but it's not. It's to her. It's not redemption. It's just like, let me just at least try to begin cleaning up my mistakes in the only way I know how. Okay. And so that was the only thing she knew how. So it's not. I don't personally take it as like redemption. I take it as, fuck, I only know how to destroy clearly. So how do I try to begin to make up for my mistakes? I will destroy.
I assure you, Wanda Simps will. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to say that on Twitch. Wanda fans are going to
people that have stepchildren.
There's a lot of wait.
Yeah, the people that have wives with sons.
Oh, I get you. That's a different word, though, isn't it? But yeah. So, what was I saying? No, I feel like a lot of Wanda fans are going to say that was redemption, and she's completely redeemed because a bunch of people with no names died, and a bunch of alternate versions of characters that aren't in the MCU really are dead. Even though
the only thing I'm surprised they didn't.
We didn't talk about the death scenes actually at all.
No, we did. We kept going on.
Well, to be fair, you two went on fucking tangent shit.
I'm surprised they didn't do a House of M last thing with Scarlet Witch and bring in mutants that way. But anyway, bring it back all the way back to the Illuminati stuff. Let's talk about those deaths.
Okay, first one. Of course. All right, so Wanda meets up with the Illuminati. She wants to get the girl. To do the
and they're gonna take care of that little Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, we'll take care of her. Don't worry about it. I can stretch my limbs. So she shows up. I guess they don't have a Scarlet Witch in their universe. I thought they said they did. I guess they just don't know what she is.
They do. But I guess
so how the fuck? Yeah, of course she's right fucking there. That's the one because she's being possessed right now.
Yeah,
so
a Scarlet Witch, they have just
a regular Wanda. Okay, sure. But she's not. But that doesn't make any sense because she's only possessed, so she shouldn't have the powers of Scarlet Witch, right? That makes sense to me. Well, she's only being possessed, right? Whatever. Who gives a shit? Anyway,
that is one of the shittiness of the writing of this. Is Wanda is Scarlet Witch. Period.
I know, but she's not
quite realized the potential of her power.
Sure.
So when Scarlet Witch is controlling this wand, she's like, I can do all this shit.
Sure. All right. So. She shows up immediately. Reed Richards kind of breaks character in my eyes and just immediately taunts her like, we're the best. You can't fuck with us. Yeah, I got Black Bull here. Remember Inhumans? It got canceled after one season.
Look at me.
His ass was in like fucking one show.
Wanda literally just ran through all the fucking Ultron sentries.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. And by the way,
way to fucking no sell the goddamn Ultrons.
Right, they were
Holy
just
shit.
there. It's like they even no one even said, "Are those Ultron?"
Just came back afterwards.
I thought Doctor Strange would say like, "What are these Ultron or something?" Like, even though he wasn't there for. I mean, he knows about Ultron. It was some kind of suicide. Yeah. But anyway, Wanda shows up. Let's get to the deaths. Wanda shows up. Reed Richards talking shit. Black Bolt's there. He's like, Black Bolt could say like a word with his big old mouth. You can flap those gums and you'd be done. And then she's like, what mouth? And Black Bolt's like, this bitch doesn't know shit. Oh, what the fuck? He's like, oh, it's straight up the Matrix. So he just gets rid of his fucking mouth. He's like, where'd my mouth go? And his, yeah. I'm just gonna say here, I know having no mouth is probably really disturbing, but I'm just gonna say that Black Bolt probably should have kept it a little cool, just a little bit cooler. By the way, I'm assuming the Illuminati speaks a lot, right? They have a council, right? Why the fuck is he a part of the Illuminati if he can't fucking talk? He can't talk. Would they go write shit down and have someone like say it?
He was signing throughout, so.
Oh, was he? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he was signing.
Oh, signing to who? I'm assuming someone knows how. Who was he signing? I don't remember that at all.
Probably know sign language.
No, that was Doctor Strange doing signs because he does the fucking magic. So you're getting confused.
Also,
I don't remember.
Can just like read his mind and say, "Oh, he's saying this," and then Black Bolt just gets a thumbs up.
I mean, at that point, why even fucking talk at all? Might as well just stay there and just let Xavier talk.
That is some D&D character shit right there. Like, I don't ever have to say anything at the table. He knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
so.
he knows what
Black Bolt does. You just look at him and say, "That's true."
Imagine just someone thought just real quick like Xavier looks like a bitch ass motherfucker today. He just like turns you into a vegetable. He's like, hey Xavier, you punk ass bitch. He's like what?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Shut up, you bitch. God damn.
That's what Xavier says.
That's what he says in your brain right before he puts you into a coma forever. It's like, anyway, so all right, so yeah, so Black Bolt loses his mouth. He goes, "Oh no, my mouth!" Let me scream for no reason, and then his fucking head explodes.
His brain explodes. God
that was
damn,
awesome.
That was brutal.
That was my favorite death in the entire movie. There's some good ones.
The greatest PG death I've ever seen.
It's a little bit blood, but you just see the head just cave in. And I'm like, that's good. That's good stuff. And it couldn't have happened to a more pathetic character. So. I'm sure he's awesome in the comics, but he had a shitty show that sucked.
Even in the comics, no one gives a shit about the Inhumans.
They must have did like a Taika Waititi or like a Guardians, like a James Gunn, where James Gunn made the Suicide Squad and just put all these really lame characters in there so they could all die in funny ways. That must have been what the not Sam Raimi, he didn't write it, but whoever the fucking Loki writer. I'm gonna give him credit. Maybe he wrote that in there just so he could kill off Black Bolt because it would have been funny.
And then so we see that. And they look back like, oh, fuck.
Reed Rich is like, oh, bro, that sucks. And I'm going to punch you with my rubber arm. He goes,
ooh, it turned into one of those, like, wacky, like, the air things. Ooh.
Yeah, he goes, whoa. And she immediately is like, well, obviously this guy's stretchy, so I'm just going to turn him into spaghetti. Knees, weak, arms are heavy. He just shreds. I was like, God damn! Imagine being so excited. People wanted Reed Richards for years in the MCU. First time you see him, he talks some shit and then gets turned into spaghetti. It's like that's his intro.
He fucking goes out like a bitch.
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel and
they just watch.
Captain Britain, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Captain Carter.
Yeah, in wrestling parlance, we would call Mr. Fantastic a jobber.
Yeah, he's a fucking jobber. He's the let me think of what he's like Maven. No, he's Gangrel. He's a fucking loser.
No, Gangrel at least had some wins.
Cool. Yeah, he did.
I was gonna say back with the Brood, he had some wins.
Yeah, sure.
Captain Marvel's like, oh fuck, I gotta.
Stream is down.
I'm still recording. How long has it been down? I wonder.
Keep talking.
It just went down.
Oh, it just went down. Okay. Wow, we went on for a long time before it went down. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it went pretty solid there.
Yeah. Keep going.
Anyway, yeah, no, I know. I'm still recording. So, anyway, so anyway. So all right. Reed Richards turns into fucking like when you shred the Play-Doh in one of those little toy things, you know?
Yeah, those little meat grinders for the Play-Doh.
Yeah, little meat grinder thing. Yeah, he gets shredded. So he's dead. And I just love that Captain Carter and fucking Captain Marvel, two captains, just standing there watching. It takes a little while for
about that.
it takes a few seconds for Mr. Fantastic over there to get shredded too. So she could have threw her shield. Captain Marvel could have did Captain Marvel shit.
Something.
Yeah. Well, they did. They watched. That was something they did. Okay.
This is the thing that I really fucking hate with Captain Marvel, and like Marvel in general, even in the comics, has this weird power scale. It's the Dragon Ball Z principle, where there's always some power level of someone being so high up, but like
that's the problem.
It's fucking weird when you're talking about like Captain Marvel, especially because strictly power level speaking, Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel are kind of on par. The main difference is that Captain Marvel is just like raw power, where Scarlet Witch, even in the comics, has been a reality destroyer.
Right.
So it's like technically should always come down to who gets the first blow.
Right.
And
they both get hit each, and they're both fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Scarlet Witch gets hit. Scarlet Witch hits her. She's fine until she. All right, we'll get to it. But one thing I did want to say is that was actually the problem I had, the power scaling earlier in the movie when Doctor Strange are fighting and Wong are fighting Gargantos. So many times I'm like, just use a portal and portal him out of here. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Just portal Gargantos. Remember what you did with fucking that big dude in Infinity War where they portaled his ass like in the desert?
Still.
Yeah, and his arm.
At least get because clearly they're like, well, this thing just appeared here. It'll probably just come back.
I want there to be 10 years from now.
They don't know that.
They just what the fuck is that thing?
Right, and they also don't know that because Doctor Strange wasn't there when it appeared. It could have just like roamed in there and he just started hearing it because he was fucking, But like whatever. It's whatever. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's all. Same thing in Spider-Man. Doctor Strange could kick Spider-Man's ass literally.
And somehow he gets his ass beat by Spider-Man. I was still confused by that, but whatever. Again, whatever. And he just lets him take his sling ring, which he gets his sling ring taken from him like 4 times in this fucking movie. So, which by the way, at this point, I get the sling ring is a helpful tool, but if he's Sorcerer Supreme, or at least he was, I get it. In the comic, you probably need a sling ring, but at this point, like they should.
No,
they
that's
don't.
more of an MCU thing.
Then why the fuck he can't just do it himself? I don't understand. Why can't?
If I didn't make sense to me real quick, is Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange versus the Guardians?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What world, Guardians?
Yeah. Well, I could see maybe like Doctor Strange wasn't taking it too.
Guardians.
Doctor Strange wasn't really taking it seriously. Maybe I don't know. Sure. Like he's just like, all right, let's just like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, Iron Man and all 3 of them especially, because here's the thing. Spider-Man is one of the strongest Marvel characters as well, because the thing that a lot of people take for granted about Spider-Man is he is always holding back. That is the whole point of his powers.
Right.
Is he has all the strength of a spider proportionately to his body.
Right.
He could literally tear most of the Marvel cast in fucking half without actually thinking about it. But
I think I've seen spiders bigger than Tom Holland. I'm just saying, he's a smaller guy.
So
I went to Australia once. Fucking giant.
Okay, so we talk about Captain Marvel actually dying.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't get there yet.
I was building it up because I just wanted to bring up the fact that both Captain Marvel and Captain Carter, 2 captains, meaning captains usually lead their squad. That's usually what a captain is, right? Just watching as Reed Richards and fucking Black Bolt are getting murdered horribly. It wasn't even like, oh, I got stabbed. Like one got shredded, the other one got his head exploded, and they're just watching. Captain Marvel is pretty quick too. So. Anyway, they're both
beat Thanos, but whatever.
Yeah. They beat Thanos, but they couldn't at least put up somewhat of a fight against Scarlet Witch. Which, to be fair, Scarlet Witch was about to kill Thanos a couple times in
again, Scarlet Witch is a reality breaker. I get that,
right?
But again, it should always come down to who lands the first hit is the problem.
I know.
Okay, so they go off, they fight Captain Marvel.
Well, Captain Marvel fights her first, and then gets like hit or something, and flies away, and then Captain Carter shows back up. And it's like, all right, let's go. And then she has a jetpack, which is cool, like a Rocketeer thing. I like that.
I like the jetpack.
Yeah.
And
she looked a little weird. I want to say she looked a little weird in the suit. Was that me?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with the Captain characters. Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel's suit looks fine, I guess. Captain America and Captain Carter, both just the suits
I feel like there's like a weird CGI element to them that just makes it look weird.
I don't even think like the pajamas in Avengers 1 was definitely not that's what everybody calls the cap suit in Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Like that was just pajamas. I don't think he usually has CG besides maybe I guess like Endgame. Like those are all
Yeah.
CG. But the time travel suits. But yeah, I didn't really she looked weird in it. But anyway, so she fights she even I feel like this is so lame whenever they do this where they take a character and just repeat another line that the other version of that character does.
Appreciate the callback line.
Yeah.
But that should be a exclusive to
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why did she say that to begin with? Was she ever a shrimpy little guy like Chris Evans was?
Well, guess what happened? Guess what didn't happen all day?
Oh yeah. I could do this all day. 5 seconds later, it gets fucking cut in half like a fatality.
Yeah, fucking zombie Cap got fucked up.
Yeah, I thought that was funny though. I thought that was really funny
Yeah,
when she's like, I could do this all
shot.
day, and then she went, and it's like, nah,
That's
bitch.
why I do appreciate the callback line though, because it sets up the expectation that we're gonna have almost like that fucking Civil War moment where Tony and Captain America are going at it, and no bitch gets cut right in half.
Yeah.
Well, I love the shot. That's a
yeah.
Raimi thing where you can't show
Yeah.
what happens, but you know what happens.
Yeah. When you see her face and she falls down, she's like, "What the fuck?"
God damn, if this was an M or an
An M.
R-rated film,
M.
holy fuck!
yeah, and for myth.
If only this was R-rated.
Yeah, I fucking
And then we
wish.
have,
It was pushing it. I will give it credit. It was pushing it. Like if
It
they
pushed
had just
it
a
more
little
than
bit more,
some R-rated films do.
they put a
honestly.
couple fuck words in there and a little bit more blood, it would have been rated R. Yeah.
Let's talk about Professor Xavier's death.
Well, no, we have to talk about Captain Marvel, which is the
Yeah,
worst
bring it
one.
to Marvel.
Captain Marvel doesn't make any sense to me. Captain Marvel is one of the strongest beings in the entire world, right?
Yes,
In
right.
Galaxy.
the universe,
In the universe, every universe, I would assume.
yes.
Everybody else gets killed, definitely, 100%. They're dead. I understand. Shredded, head exploded, cut in half. Even Xavier later, fucking broken neck and mind broken. Done. He's also 80, so fucking Captain Marvel gets hit into a statue of herself, right? Was that of herself? Because then they have statues
They
of all.
dropped the statue on her.
Yeah, no. That's what I was gonna say. Was it a statue of herself or was it not? I thought maybe it was. I didn't. No,
I don't think
I
it was a
assumed.
statue of
I
her.
assumed the Illuminati were vain enough to have statues of themselves in their own building. So I just assumed it was. It would have been funny if it was because she got killed by a statue. How the fuck did she get killed by a statue? She literally. I know this is a different Captain Marvel, to be fair, but she fucking She flew through Thanos' ship in Endgame, an entire ship, perfectly fine.
Yeah, no,
Obviously.
Captain Marvel is always a world breaker.
Yeah.
Well, again, like think Hulk, like straight up, just fucking should. Again, the first punch on Wanda should have fucking blown her fucking head clean off, straight up.
Maybe she's just a weak one. I don't know. Maybe she didn't get enough
See,
of that
that's-
radiation or whatever.
Again, that's where I get into my big issues with like the MCU is like, and I get it. Again, it's the DBZ principle. Power scaling doesn't make any fucking matter or anything when you want a specific story to happen. But at the same time, like, at least what if when we had like Thor versus Captain Marvel, they gave the excuse that she didn't want to damage the planet, so
Right.
she was specifically holding back. When after seeing basically half the Illuminati get fucking torn up with no fucking effort, at that point we should have at least been like, all right, I guess I'm gonna fucking go full force because either the planet or fucking everything getting destroyed across multiverses.
Yeah.
Fucking could have punched the hole right through it. Damn, end credits. We move on with our lives.
Yeah.
But weirdly, several punches and nothing. Like not even like, oh, use magic to like deafen the blow. Because again, I still would have believed that because Scarlet Witch is a reality destroyer.
Right.
But again, still nothing other than just, hey, she took punch and
She took
clearly
punch.
wasn't that strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated
That's
all
my.
that.
That is really my problem. Like, I know these are still, like I said earlier, silly movies, whatever. But that's the reason why I think that is because they don't really take in consideration any power levels or any actual thought into like story and stuff. Like I like these movies, I do, but like I can't just let it go and be like, oh, it was great. Like, I liked it. Doesn't make any fucking sense, but I liked it. Oh, I turned my brain off. That's what people say about those Transformers movies, and nobody likes them.
Yes.
So why can we excuse those these movies and not excuse those? You know, I mean, they're both dumb as shit. I mean, to be fair, the characters are much better in these movies, but because those ones are like stereotypes and fucking Shia LaBeouf. So anyway,
Professor, you want to do Professor X and then I'll just
Professor X. I didn't mind his death at all. That if you kill Professor X, that makes more sense.
The whole scene was, we mentioned it a few times, but and they kind of backtracked on this, which is kind of weird. But they were always like selling us like, is it gonna be Marvel's like first like horror or scary movie? And they kind of started backtracking, saying, yeah, not really, but it really was still. Like,
it was.
Not that it was like
Yeah,
scary,
it
but it was
was
really like. Really
There's jump
This
scares.
felt like straight up a PG-13 horror. Straight up.
Yeah. There's jump scares. There was like creepy moments here and there. Nothing like actually scary. But if you're like a kid, I could see like I mean like fucking like you're like 7 or 8. I could see it giving you a couple frights.
This being one of those movies that probably scars you a little bit.
Yeah, they call it gateway horror movies. The gateway horror movies is for a kid that wants to get into more, extreme horror. Well, not extreme, like R-rated. Like a Nightmare on Elm Street. But they want to transition to that stuff. This like people consider like not Goonies. I'm sorry. Gremlins one.
Gremlins, Insidious,
sure. Yeah, like
Human Centipede,
of course. Serbian film. Martyrs. Show your kid Martyrs. See how fucked up he gets at the end.
Hey, okay, so we got that. Let's talk about the fight scenes. I know we're running super long, but
we didn't really talk about Xavier stuff though.
Oh yeah, Xavier. Oh yeah, we'll just talk real quick about Xavier. Just I thought it was good. I like that he got up off his chair. He wasn't lazy. He tried to get her out of the rubble, even though it was like, take my hand. He's like 80, so he can't really struggle too much. He's like, come on, get out of the rubble, Wanda. He tried. Her using her like little witch powers, kind of like what she did in Age of Ultron. Where she
those are really cool powers to do.
Yeah, which she should do more of. Hey, she should do that with America Chavez earlier in the movie. Besides getting a monster to do it for her, she could have showed up and said, "Hey, America Chavez," and then went, "You're my puppet now."
She made the comment, she's trying to be nice about kind of going through all this, but
would it have been nicer if she just came and took over her mind rather than let a monster go and destroy an entire city and try to kill people? I mean, that's what at a certain point the fucking the Gargantos was like about to kill people, and if Doctor Strange didn't show up, like he grabbed like a guy on a motorcycle at one point. I'm like, what the fuck? So what the shit?
He was hungry. He needed a snack.
Hungry.
But no, I loved seeing.
He didn't talk about it though.
Whoa! So for the Professor X.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to is Professor X.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Since this is going to turn into an argument, go ahead. Go.
All right. Anyways, long and short of it is, I liked what they did with Professor X. Definitely, his death was a little. I feel like they could have been a bit more creative with it, but I do appreciate that it basically was the representation of Wanda went into where he is most powerful in the mindscape and still managed to kill him. So I appreciate that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I also appreciated the little moment that we had with Doctor Strange and Professor X earlier of, prove to us you're going to be a different Doctor Strange.
Let's see what kind of Strange you are.
Exactly. Like, I really adored that we still had that human. Professor X, granted, throughout especially the comics, has been a weird motherfucker. But between
in the movies, he's been
and everything else.
I'm assuming this is still supposed to be somewhat based around the Fox movies, the Patrick Stewart ones, and for the most part, he's been a kindly old man. So it'd be kind of out of place if he acted like an asshole like everybody else in the Illuminati did. So
exactly, like this. I mean, this very much harkens back to almost kind of the chess scene with him and Magneto at the end of the first one, where he makes it very apparent that he still sees the good in him despite everything.
Yeah, a Sam Raimi X-Men movie would be awesome. I would love if they do that. Anyway, all right, what were you gonna say, Adrian? Now,
no, I think we're still missing like a lot of the movie.
Oh no. I mean, a lot of the other movies just like action scenes and stuff.
Let's just get to the fight scenes then, because I think the fight scenes are probably the main gist of it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the strange on strange fight with the music.
Oh yeah,
I
that
fucking adored that.
that came out of nowhere. I
amazing.
loved it. That was great. I mean, I don't understand the idea around it.
Yeah,
like
I would say the idea of how it happened is so strange.
he was
but
like,
the fact
let's
that it
fight with
happened is-
music. I was like, what?
Huh.
I don't.
Very much Doctor Strange comics because
Sure, but I'm
again,
talking
the
about
whole kind of element of the comics was always like the weird, the bizarre, the
Sure.
macabre, the just whatever kind of like
I'm okay
what
with
kind
that.
of strange mystical bullshit can we get into? And so it was like, all right, I'm gonna fight you suddenly with music, and it's like it just pulls that weird creativity element where like, oh, I have a spell for that, or oh, I know something that can go into this. And also, so from a comic aspect, I adored it for that, but also like it was really great to just have like it felt very 90s, where I feel like especially in the 90s there was a big push to like create music to fight scenes and action beats, and
Sure.
you know, especially with stuff like, you know, like Mortal Kombat or, you know, other kind of films
Hudson
like
Hawk
that.
classics.
Exactly.
Hudson
So
Hawk.
it felt really great to just have that exemplified in this.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I'm just saying I don't know where it got. I got like weird and macabre, but like the idea of like, all right, let's fight. What can I use? Musical notes, like, you know what I mean? Like they could have just used anything, but I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I liked it.
Yeah,
It was very
like,
random.
Contextually, it's random.
It doesn't make any
because
sense, but it was
There's
fun.
like candles everywhere. You could have sort of fired to go with that, or you know, just fucking throwing the piano proper
Yeah.
at them.
You know what they should have
get
did?
it.
You know what would have been really cool if, like, you know, Evil Strange is just so evil. He does the evil thing. He's playing on the piano, like he's like Phantom of the Opera or some shit. And then he starts the fight by using piano notes or some shit. That's how it starts. He's like, all right, motherfucker, you want to start with piano magic? I'll fucking here's some.
This turns
some...
into Doctor Strange's
Fuck you.
DDR with pianos.
Oh, that'd been dope if it turned into DDR. Fuck yeah.
It was super cool though visually, and
Yeah, it was
super fun to
awesome.
listen to.
And then that Evil Strange gets thrown out of the fucking window and lands right, skewered right on a fucking fence. I love that the trailer at the end of Spider-Man teased that like that's gonna be a big part. No,
Well, I was like, oh, maybe we're getting the like what if Strange,
Nope.
and that's what I was expecting. Honestly, was like, oh, he's gonna come and be like a reluctant kind of helper to all this. Nope, entirely
Nope.
different Doctor Strange, and he goes out like a bitch.
yeah, he went out like a little pussy. He died from music. What a loser.
Yeah. But so then we segue that into, let's just talk about the final one, which I think is super fucking cool. Is we actually get the what's it called? What's the official name for going into someone else's?
Oh, dream walking.
Dream walking.
I think it's
Yeah.
dream walking. Dream
Yeah,
melding,
Yeah,
something like that.
Dreamwalking.
Dream walking.
Yeah.
And then you take, he's like, well, how do you control Strange and stuff there? It's like, it doesn't matter if he's dead.
Yeah, I
And
didn't say. I never said he had to be alive. It's like,
Yeah, and then
which that's the one thing that sucks about knowing there's a zombie Strange. I'm like that when he buried that guy earlier. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the zombie Strange.
I was wondering how the fuck were we get to those crazy ass visuals at the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
And that was it. And man, that was fucking sick.
that was cool. That was really cool.
And then how he's controlling all the souls. The souls.
Yeah,
like,
it looks like he has
he's
wings
fuck
at one
that.
point. It's really cool.
That
Yeah,
was,
I
I fuck. Oh man, I
The
I
souls.
adored that because there is in the Doctor Strange comics again. There's so much that harkens to the comics proper that I adored. But
hope
there
so.
was like an
Saying it's
evil
called
Doctor
Doctor
Strange at one point called the Necromancer, and that's very much what this was kind of harkening back to. I
Ingenious
fucking
name.
love that.
Ingenious name. The
But
Necromancer.
I loved how it was like, yeah, the souls are getting too much. Oh, then just use them.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And then
Thank you.
Because the exact line was, "Well, you know, you're a sorcerer supreme. Use it." And so it was. She was looking like, "Use your fucking magic," and he took that as like, "Oh, wait, use the spirit. Yeah, that's what I'll do."
Yeah. I should have thought this myself, considering I'm Doctor fucking Strange. But whatever. I feel like that should have been like a him realizing that, not Christine.
Well, they had to give her a reason to be there.
Well, no,
still,
she fought up the spirits. She had something to do. So why'd she also have to be like, hey, fucker, slap, slap, do
because
like
it's the
magic
same
shit.
writer that did Loki, so
That's
we have
true.
to give her a reason.
We have to
be
give
there.
everybody all the stuff to do, except our main character. That's true. Doctor Strange technically doesn't really do a lot here. Like even at the end, like he kind of helps a little bit, but really it's America Chavez that really saves the day, I guess, and then Wanda destroys the thing.
I love when
So-
when Zombie Strange goes up there, and then you see America wake up, and she looks over, sees Zombie Strange's fucking dad's face, like,
Yeah.
hey, it's me, the good
Hey,
one.
it's the good one. Oh, I think I said when Wong shows up, he's like, I don't even want to ask. I'm never gonna ask. Like,
Well,
it's just,
yeah, because it's funny because in that trailer where you see Wong yelling out Strange, you think it's because he's about to die or some shit.
no, he's just he's hyped. I thought
Yeah,
because I in the trailer I thought because he fucked up and did something evil. Like he's like because it sounded angry when he said Strange in the trailer, but he was like Strange.
Yeah,
He's like-
he's like,
he's
yeah,
not even-
yeah, I don't know what's happening, Mel.
Yeah, he's a fucking zombie. I don't know. Sam Raimi shit.
Yeah, that was so sick using all the souls. Even like one
Yeah.
got fucking scared for a bit because there's like all the soldiers were talking shit to her.
Yeah.
Like, going around there.
There's a lot of scenes, and that shot, by the way, there's a shot where it's like circling around her as the spirits are attacking. That's so fucking Evil Dead. I couldn't.
Well, there's so many like as someone doesn't even watch Sam Raimi shots, I can
Right.
tell. And let me say this real quick. This is something I want to preface. A lot of the negatives were coming from people who just don't like Sam Raimi movies.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
which
why
made me
everybody-
really realize that I was gonna love this.
So here's this, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna defend for I know Gore's fucking face when I say what I want to say. I'm not defending it, but I want to say this. With the Eternals as well, it's cool to have other directors taking their spin on a Marvel movie and doing it a little differently than usual, because like the formula's getting stale.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really tell too much of what a director's like note on a movie is, like they can't really tell the signature on it. This one's a Sam Raimi ass film,
Yes.
and you could tell like it's by far one of the most like uniquely like shot and made Marvel movies.
Yep.
And we're like 25 in.
Mhm.
People didn't like that, which I'm like, even if you don't like the style, you should appreciate that. And be
Yeah,
happy
we're
that we can
25
do
in,
that.
and then we have another 6 shows and shit too.
Yeah, we should be appreciating the fact that we can do that versus the fact that because this totally could have been a and you mentioned it with
Scott Derrickson, who was the original
no,
director.
with Guy Ritchie.
Oh, oh yeah, well, Aladdin, like Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie, who has a distinct style to his films. When it comes to the films he actually fucking wants to make and not just some Disney shit. When he directed Aladdin, it just looked like anybody could direct it. I could have did that. Like it was all well, maybe not
That's
me,
how
but
it feels with a lot of these with Marvel movies. Like, oh, anyone could just direct that. It doesn't really matter.
yeah, it really,
But, like,
yeah,
Taika
a lot of
Waititi
times.
got away with doing what he wanted to do, which was good.
Yep.
Um,
James Gunn, obviously, he was the beginning. Like James
James
Gunn's
Gunn.
style is very much in there. Like
Yeah.
to the point where he snuck in a Lloyd Kaufman cameo in there, who's very much into like the trauma films. That's like the really fucked up stuff. He got his start in the trauma films.
Yeah.
So James Gunn
Right.
did Romeo and Juliet.
Taika
Of course, he
Waititi-
did Scooby Doo,
Oh, that
classic
was
trauma.
James
Yeah,
Gunn?
yeah, that was him.
Oh, shit. All right.
He also did my favorite trauma film, Scooby Doo. Of course, it's a classic.
There you go.
He wrote
So,
Scooby Doo.
you got Taika Waititi, you got James Gunn, Chloe
Yeah, I
Zhao,
guess
and
he
then
must have
you
been.
have Sam Raimi. But then I mean, to an extent too, you even have the Russo brothers, who with Winter Soldier specifically, you can tell.
I was
like,
gonna
that's,
say you, me, and Dupree.
yeah, there you go. But like Winter Soldier,
They
you can tell
directed
has a
that.
distinct like style to it, But the fact that we're this far in, 25 movies in, and we were able to somehow manage Disney to be like, let's make Sam Raimi a movie in the MCU.
Yeah.
That's something to be appreciated rather than knocked, because if it gets knocked, we're gonna have like Disney be like, all right, fuck it, let's just keep
Yeah,
doing the
fuck
same
it.
fucking
Let's get
shit
let's
over and over and over again. And that's even if I didn't like the style of this movie, which I liked, I would have been like so appreciative. That's kind of like how I am with Eternals. Like I don't really like Eternals, but I appreciate the fact that it was different enough in the style of what it was or how it looked.
Yeah, the
than, what we
cinematography in
had.
that was really good. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
much else really worked for me though. I will say though,
sure.
I probably liked Eternals more than I like Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi was just like
Yeah,
the
I'm surprised
second
how much
time I
it
watched
went away
Shang-Chi, I
from it.
was so fucking bored. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I
I still
couldn't
haven't
wait.
watched
to-
Shang-Chi yet.
Yeah, I don't know. You might
Or
like
Eternals.
it.
I have no interest in
Eternals was
Just-
boring, but at least it was trying something different. So I was like, all right, well, that's cool, I guess. Until the ending, until it became this is a big
Marvel.
thing. We got to fight. All right. At least it was trying something different. But Shang-Chi was just like same old shit with jokes that fell flatter than fucking most MCU stuff. That probably has some of the worst humor out there. It's just not funny
So,
at all.
It's a big
And some
shout-out
insufferable
to-
characters in there too.
It's a big shout out to Sam Raimi for the style of this. But yeah,
Yeah.
with the final fight and all the shots and all those crazy things, like it was so
The
cool to
editing,
see.
there's fate, like there's cuts, like you'll have like a shot of the sky and then it'll zoom in and then it's Wong's face. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
fucking like it had like one shot that is just a, I think a sky, and then it like zooms out part. I mean, it like fades out to part of the sky, and then just Wanda's is there, and you still see a part of the sky or whatever. And it transitions to the scene. It's like it's so like Darkman levels. The Darkman's fun. Yeah, go watch Dark. I watched Darkman. I watched the shit out of Darkman.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the whole trilogy, but at least watch the first.
No. I wouldn't. I would not recommend 2 and 3. That's for sure.
So, you guys have anything to talk about the final fight, or do you guys want to talk about the?
No. I thought the final fight was really fun. I like the musical one better because it was a little more inventive when it comes to like actual fighting. But because when the battle, like the visuals of the spirits are cool, but there wasn't actually much battle there, really. If you think about it, it was a lot of like, and then America Chavez, Doctor Strange is like, you could do it. I believe in you for some reason. It was like, all right, and then punch. Oh, can we go actually back just real quick? I want to talk about probably the worst scene in the movie, just real quick, and it's that memory scene place. Not for the memories, that was fine. You know what I'm talking about?
Where they're just like, hey, here's your backstory.
That is so fucking lame. The backstory itself is fine. I don't care about either of them. But the idea of just like walking by a thing and it'll just play your memories, a random memory.
You want that displaying in public.
Yeah, displayed in public. And also, it doesn't make any fucking sense because what you just walk by and immediately it knows which one to play to for the other person there. You know what I mean? Like
by himself jerking off.
Yeah. It could have been. It could have been like a fucking. It could have just been one where he's sitting around drinking coffee. Like I don't. Like it could have been anything. It could have been him fucking. I don't know, blowing Wong. I don't know. Maybe they love each other. I would actually be totally down if they fell in love with each other. That'd be dope. Actually, do that, dude. That would have been a great twist at the end. Dude, they talk about really in the beginning they talk about how he's not happy and Christine, you know, it didn't work out.
When Doctor Strange bows, he keeps going further.
Yeah. In front of everybody else.
I mean, it certainly would have got the comic readers off guard. So I mean,
yeah. Wong's like,
that's Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi it made me camey. Anyway,
you know what? At least shortly after the memories, we got the first of the Bruce Campbell cameos.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Bruce Campbell cameo. No, I love that. Didn't. Nobody in my theater knew who that was except there was one guy.
No one react to that.
There was one guy up front that was like, "Oh, I heard that," and that was it. I was like, "Yeah."
No one in my theater. No one gave a fucking all. I'm like, do you guys not understand?
Yeah, and I love that because they got him to do some Evil Dead shit with slapstick where he's like hitting himself and shit. It's good. And then he's the post credit scene also, which I love. I love that. Anyway, Bruce Campbell's great. Hey man, we're getting a Bruce Campbell resurgence in a way. We got the Evil Dead game coming out in a few days.
Hell yeah.
Good.
That end fight was fine. I mean, it very much was like, well, yeah, we got to have the hero win at the end of the day. I mean. Right.
I do want to talk about
the. Want to see her own herself with the kids, and kids are like, "Fuck you, that's fucking weird."
Yeah, fuck you. And they would really say "fuck you" if they saw what she did earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
murdering people and shit. Like, I like Reed Richards. You fucking kill. I'm assuming those kids maybe knew Reed Richards in some way because I'm sure he was like a popular superhero, right?
Honestly,
they saved from Thanos. Yeah.
So all those people that Scarlet Witch might have known in that universe are dead now.
Which there's going to be ramifications somewhere. So
I didn't even think about that. Someone must have witnessed that. So that fucking Scarlet Witch is fucked. Because they probably saw.
Well, no, people are.
That's why I said I don't think 616 Scarlet Witch is coming back.
No, I'm not even talking about.
Have one
no, I'm not even talking about 616. I'm talking about that universe's Scarlet.
But that's why I'm saying that's further evidence to why I'm saying 616 is definitely dead. Because they already have a new Wanda built up already.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got. Fucking, she's got all kinds of outcomes to deal with now.
Well, I thought they tried.
Your fucking camera's like shaking.
I thought,
Well, the train's going by now. So.
I thought that was like a cherry on top for her character. It's just like when she says like they'll be taken care of or whatever, like they'll be loved or whatever the fuck she said. I thought that would be it. Like, shaking. So I didn't think like that was like I honestly just thought they just didn't think about that. Like they didn't think about the ramifications about
I think
Scarlet
that,
Witch
I think,
coming into the Illuminati's place and killing all the Illuminati people, including destroying all the robots and the building itself, and probably killing. I'm assuming there was probably other people in there she killed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
we
think
didn't
the
see.
ramifications are more that it's gonna come back that hey, this universe just destroyed all the powerful heroes in this one.
Right.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. I'm assuming there's other heroes though in that universe.
Yeah, but the Illuminati is meant to represent like the top minds.
I just like that it further proof that Scarlet Witch could easily kill Thanos. If these fucking idiots killed Thanos like nothing, then and Scarlet Witch came in and killed those fucking idiots like nothing, then I don't know.
I gotta start wrapping this up, but I kind of want to point out the last scene, which was very much a Sam Raimi thing too. The very last shot.
Oh, the fuck! Oh, it's just with the third eye. It's 100% Sam Raimi. They didn't really even explain that third eye. I know it's from the Darkhold, but they don't really talk about it. And I love that it cuts from there to the credits, and then the post-credit scene happens, and he's like, which I almost want to say that post-credit scene was not directed by Sam Raimi because I know it was only like a minute long, but it just felt different to me, and also. I feel like Sam Raimi wouldn't have directed it where he's okay. You know what I mean? About it. You know?
Which
I do.
Ironically feels more Sam Raimi.
Well, it would only feel Sam Raimi if he was going like, and he was doing this shit. You know?
Like he'd be really leaned into it.
Yeah. But he's just like walking with a scarf on or some shit.
Yeah, it was almost like it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was like it did happen. He did open it again at the end, right?
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. What's her name? Miss Clea. What the fuck is her name?
It's Clea.
Well, she didn't know about the third eye. She was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "No, fuck it, never mind." She closes the portal.
While we're talking about that, I'm fucking excited for this. This is why I say we're gonna get more sorcerer shit.
Well, yeah. After they introduce Charlize Theron into the universe, I mean. The actor, obviously, that's not.
Well, then who Clea represents in the comics?
Yeah, that's her his love interest, right?
That's his wife. / she also becomes Sorcerer Supreme at one point, and she is the niece of Dormammu.
Dormammu, I wish to fuck your niece. I wish to bargain. Yeah. Oh, that would be actually a fucked up. Like you know how he trapped him in that time loop. This time he traps him in a time loop where he's just banging his niece in front of him. He's like. Yeah, there you go. Keep killing me. You'll still see it. No.
Keep saying it.
What do you want? Right. You want money? Dormammu gives him money. Dormammu's a little bitch. Isn't Dormammu like more of like a Ghost Rider looking motherfucker in the comics?
Yeah, he's basically just like a giant flaming skull with like a super armored body.
Because I used to play as him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's why I know that. So or Ultimate, whichever one.
David.
Yeah.
Last thoughts.
Last thoughts. My favorite MCU film. I absolutely adored it. Sam Raimi was the perfect choice to do Doctor Strange. Danny Elfman, the perfect person to do a soundtrack.
Yes.
Well, I have a lot of gripes with the story. I can say that about every Marvel film. So ultimately, at the end of the day, this is the best that Marvel has given us for the MCU, and I'm very excited to see where else we kind of take some of these characters in these stories.
Well, I do not agree. It's the best in the MCU.
What is better than this?
A handful of movies.
Winter Soldier, Civil War, the first Captain America, Iron Man 1, Avenger
comes close, but no.
All the Avengers except the second one. The first Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. I would say No Way Home is better.
No Way Home was my favorite until this one.
I like Far From Home too, so I put that in there. Homecoming, I feel like aged a little bit more.
It's in top 10.
I don't know if it's in my top 10. I don't think so. Like, I have to watch it again. I'm gonna go watch it again tomorrow.
Ranksters will return with the MCU.
Yeah, we should actually do another one because there's been a few, and also we can rank the shows.
Yeah,
so we should do. I mean, you have to watch the shows, but we could do that. We watched the shows. So
I'm down for that. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, final thoughts. Score.
It fucking sucked. No, it was good. I liked it. I have a lot of problems with it. I have more problems than I did when I first saw it. That's the one thing about doing a review immediately after you see something that you're excited for. You kind of like
call it first thoughts and then you go back.
Yeah, that's I do call them review / first impressions. I always do that because I always have different ideas. Like the only movies this year that I would say I would really change my reviews for would be this a little bit, not too much. This just a little bit, maybe like a 7.5 now. And what was the other one? I would say maybe
Morbius.
no more. I would give it a high. I'll give it 11.
100 out of 10.
There's another one I would change. I'd probably give the Halo premiere less of a good score now, knowing what the other episodes gave me. Because I was like, yeah, it's like a 7 out of 10. That's a good premiere. Now knowing, maybe not so much. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I'm seeing it tomorrow. And sometimes second watches, I like the movies more. Like Sonic 2, I actually liked it more the second time. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was Sonic 2. That's a stupid ass movie just like this. So, yeah, maybe. And I like Sonic 2 when I first saw it, but I liked it even more the second time. Like things that bothered me the first time I saw it didn't bother me the second time. So, like the dumbass wedding scene. Did you see it yet?
No.
Well, if you saw the trailer, you know there's a wedding scene. So.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna see it this week. I actually haven't even seen trailers from the very first one.
Well, whatever, it's a wedding scene.
Doesn't matter. I don't really care.
Not a big fucking deal.
Yeah, I'm surprised you even got to this movie. I was like, I barely had time to squeeze in for that.
Right.
Um,
What'd you think? Well, you hate it?
no, I liked it. I think the script. They didn't need a new script person.
Yeah, his name's like Michael something. I just don't.
Multiverse of Madness. It feels very not multiverse, and the madness is there, but that's because Sam Raimi, not.
Yeah, the madness is definitely there, and technically the multiverse is there, just not exactly how we would want it. Really?
Like multiverse,
really felt like it was
I'm expecting
built.
we're going like 40 different places. Like, oh, check this out, check this out. Like we went to one other universe and we came back.
I mean, I was expecting there to be moments where they had to kind of like what they did in Doctor Strange 1, where they're hopping through the Mirrorverse a lot and they're switching, like they're running away from the fucking one villain, played by Mads Mikkelsen.
I
And they did like
a lot more.
And there's only one scene where they really hop through the multiverse just to escape. Really,
right? So it's a bit disappointing in the fact that it wasn't really as crazy. Like somehow my expectations of it were crazier that it came out to be, which doesn't really. Like I know that people have a lot of high expectations for it. I really keep my expectations tempered enough that I don't get that really happens now.
Yeah.
I tone down my ideas of it to let the writers kind of go forward and get crazier than I thought with it.
The writer.
But in this case,
that's the problem. Maybe they needed another writer because it's just one guy.
Yeah, I think.
I think they really should have been. Usually, I like when it's one person, but here, maybe they should have really gave Sam Raimi a co-writing credit and just like looked at the guy's script and went, "All right, well that's stupid. That's stupid as fuck. You would have to write the whole fucking script over again." But I'm down. I would love to see a new written movie by Sam Raimi too.
It just feels like a tug of war. Sam Raimi's winning most of the tug of war, but there's still a little part tugging back against it, which is the Marvel script of it, and. As much as I have enjoyed these shows, like Loki, I didn't really care that much about, but I still liked it. Like I still enjoyed that I watched it. But
I liked elements of it. I liked all the other Lokis, besides our main Loki. Besides Sylvie, I didn't like Sylvie.
Same with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm still gonna stay on that thing. That I think I want to say pandemic fucked up, but I don't care, whatever. I think keep those guys writing on the shows because it's just the show writing is not translating into movies in the way it can.
I would even argue it's not really translating to the TV shows either, but
the TV shows like don't age that well, which is unfortunate.
That's my problem. Like after a week, like I'm already thinking about Moon Knight, and I'm like, was it really that good? And I haven't even watched I haven't even watched videos about it yet. And I'm just like the episode 5 was fantastic. Episode 1 I loved. I loved the mystery there. But like now I'm just thinking about like did I really like?
I actually just today started rewatching some reactions to episode 1 again. I've stuck with Moon Knight's like above and beyond everything I've loved in a Marvel show so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I can't say that about everything else. There was like a step down. There was like Hawkeye, WandaVision.
I liked Hawkeye more, I think.
And then step down.
I liked Hawkeye was like just kind of like goofy fun for the most part. And I like that. I like Hawkeye as a character. I actually like Kate Bishop. It's like one of the few characters they've. Yeah. I could do without her. I think she's a little too jokey. I love that actress, but her character's a little too much. I think at times. Sure. But I like Kate Bishop a lot. So. And
then
I like that actress too. So.
Underneath that, I got like What If and Falcon and Winter Soldier would have been good if it was just like more action and less bullshit.
Wait, which one? Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but,
I think that
crazy,
one
like-
took
like
itself
that-
way too serious, and that fucking villain, Jesus Christ, I will never forget how fucking lame. Dude, I'm not even. This is not a joke. I'd rather have Malekith, the elf guy.
Can we edit? Can you want to edit Malekith into
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh, because they can make it about race because he's a dark elf, right?
There you go.
There you go. Even though he's like white as fuck in that
All
movie,
right.
I don't know how that works.
Any last words?
Penis.
Hell yeah.
That's my last word.
To be a man, you must have honor and a penis.
Last thing I
It's
want
true.
to get, David, how excited does
That's
this
my
make you
favorite
that
line from Mulan, by the way.
We got this crazy ass Doctor Strange. We got Moon Knight, Midnight Suns. It has to be happening sometime.
Well,
in
there's
the
a game
relative
coming
future,
out
right?
from those XCOM frauds.
Yeah, I think that if we do get Midnight Suns, it'd probably be a Disney Plus series. I doubt we'll get an actual movie
Oh, yeah.
for it.
Hey, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do Inhumans again, just because they put Black Bull in there and had his head explode.
I could see them trying to redo that too.
Because
Just
that could
mulligan.
work. The idea behind that is pretty good.
All right. On
It's
that
like,
note,
well, actually, I guess Inhumans is kind of like Eternals a little bit, right?
a little bit.
Well, Inhumans was basically Marvel like, hey,
X-Men.
we don't want to use the X-Men, so
Yeah.
let's replace them.
Inhumans? I don't know. What the fuck is that? Stan Lee was
Alright.
still alive, and he didn't remember it.
He didn't get.
It's like, what the
didn't
fuck? What the fuck? Excelsior?
I did
no.
not write.
What's the opposite of
these
Excelsior?
People.
I didn't write these
Anyway,
people.
stay tuned for our Thor: Love and Thunder episode next week.
No, we gotta do Miss Marvel next week.
Advanced screening.
Advanced screening. Yeah, Thor just gets pegged by Jane Foster halfway through the movie.
Hell yeah.
By the little staff on Meow Meow, or whatever is it called? Just
Mjolnir.
and then he's like, "Ooh, I like it." He says
I
like
did
that too.
I like
I did
it.
right.
And then they did an 8-minute like one take, like they did an extraction of him getting pegged by what's her name? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. What's her name?
Yes, Jane
Yeah,
Foster.
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I want
Portobello mushrooms.
to wait. I'm trying to quote a Mr. Plinkett joke. I want to. Fuck. It's something about porting. Something about fucking. her.
Portals.
Anyway, there you go.
Think with portals.
Hey, yeah. Think of portals. All right, I'm gonna end my recording now. Doctor Strange sucked. Fuck you, MCU.